Hello, hey everybody. Welcome to this segment of AKT Celebrity Reads. I'm your host, Alexyss K. Tylor. And what's this, Tuesday? We're getting to Tuesday night, late Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, doing a very special reading. Wow, you're not going to believe this, so I'm just going to get right into this and drink something, do libations, because it's been a rough week. I'm going to do a reading, Nipsey Hussle. Of course, I'm going to mention Nipsey. Why? Nipsey brought King Von over here. Me and Nipsey and King Von have been spending the past few days together. And you know what? What I did not know is what up hood neighborhood and this motherfucking thing, Nina, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how they do this thing. So I don't even trip anymore when people physically die. Something happens to them and they're traumatized. And then they go get my father, or they find Nipsey, and Nipsey just walks him over here. But it makes sense because King Von is so close to me. I did not know that King Von lives in the ATL, piece of A-Town, down. You know, he's from, is he from Chicago? I know he's with, the BDs, the Black Disciples. So there's BDs and GDs, Black Disciples. What's the GDs? Because I don't want to mess up. I don't want to offend anybody. So, yeah, thank you. Yes, you see, I got my head on, my skull head in this bitch. Was it the Black Disciples and the Gangster Disciples? So the BDs and the GDs. Hey, Gwen. And so I think King Von is BD, and he started doing some drill rap along with Chief Keef and someone else. There's three of them here, and we've been going because I've been having big lions. The first person I saw with big lions and the big Black Panthers, the Jaguars, the cheetahs was Nipsey. And his grandmother and his ancestors from Eritrea, Ethiopia. And then I didn't know the Pumas. I did not know that he wore the Puma line of clothes, shoes, and flew with the Puma jet. So when I saw the symbol, I finally figured it out because I didn't know a lot about him. Then I saw the Puma on the clothes and I just laughed. And then I didn't know he was a Leo. Okay, well, the big cat's been walking through here, jumping through here. Yep. Well, I heard, are you sure? Because I heard King Von was a BD, not a GD. Hey, Chanel Barbie. The big cats have been walking. They basically taken over the house. Is it with King Von? His birthday was August 9th. Correct me if I'm wrong. Which is upside down, would be a 6. He's Leo. And Nipsey's August. I'm not forgetting my baby's name. Birthday. It's August 15th. He's Leo. I got 2 Leos in here. Huh. Yeah, they're a handful. And King Von reminds me a lot of Nipsey because he's very open, very talkative. What he says, thank you for the hearts, I love the hearts. Whatever he feels, he says what he feels. King Von doesn't really hold much back. They remind me of so much of each other. And then King Von reminds me of my son. So what's his other name? His birth name is Daquan Bennett. I don't know if I should read them together because I know one is a BD and one is a GD. FBG Duck. Those 3 have kept me busy. And secretly, I have not said anything Yeah, because they call him grandson. But then some people say he wasn't a real blood grandson. That was his nickname, grandson. So I'm not sure. So somebody really knows can tell me if he's blood related to the founder, King Von. When I saw what the FBG Duck was shot at Gold Coast, the exclusive plaza or district in Chicago, and I saw the people talking, and I didn't mention it to you all. I was sitting secretly watching this. And they go back and forth with each other, like different groups do. And when one dies, on the other side, one of the ops die, or they kill one, then they make fun of them and said we're smoking a pack, just like they were smoking Tuka, which made FBG Duck very upset. And I understand that because that was his loved one. I think it was shot down like 15 years old. And they were accusing King Von of having something to do with it. So I said, let me see who King Von is. So I've been watching King Von since this happened, past 2-3 months. And I said, oh, no. I said, what a very talented young man. And he has a lot of swag. And when I saw him talking, he's like, no, see. I kind of like it because I'm like, he kind of got that little southern flavor to him like I be doing. You know, sometimes people like, what she say? Or they have to listen. So I listen to him. I said, okay. He got that little swag to him. And then I looked at his face. I said, uh-oh. Because I saw this. I said, King Von, better watch it because King Von might not have a lot of time. I've been saying this, probably watching him. But I didn't know he was here. I thought all of them were, in Chicago. And I saw all these people loving him and watching him, but I had not listened to the music yet. I didn't start listening to the music until the past couple of days. And let me tell you what really tripped me out. Did you all know when I was doing the live, that was Friday morning. I don't know if I came on, 2 o'clock in the morning? Go back and look. You think I'm lying. The last live I did was Friday morning, 3-4 days ago? And I started with Nipsey's mother and went to BET on the stage. And I don't think if I got all of them down here, but I was saying how the demon in the back of her was talking and throwing his dick and doing mockery with the Pop Goes the Weasel and the building blocks and the weed. And I said that Nipsey took me to the Matrix and said he felt like he was like Neo in the underground subway. And then I looked at this whole series that I think was at Matrix 2 to see what was going on. Is at 2 or 3 with the Mariovingian in it, and they had to go see the Mariovingian to help tell the Mariovingian to make the man that controls the subway let Neo on and help him get back over with Trinity. And he did it once they visited the Mariovingian, who knows everything is a trafficker of information and who wanted the eyes of the Matrix. So when I watched the whole thing, and I saw they were down underground in Zion, and in the Nebuchadnezzar, which would also tie to King Nebuchadnezzar, which I still haven't done all of. I'm trying to just do an overview of a first reading. And I don't know if I'll do another one, but I'm trying to get as much as I can because so much done hit me with just this first reading on King Von. I'm not sure if this is the first and only. I don't know. I'm trying to give you all the stuff again because this thing here is making me a little nervous. Especially since it's right here in my front door. Right here in the ATL, y'all. I ain't talking some shit from a safe place from Cali to Atlanta. It's right here, shawty. And I have bad memories of this because I'm not just some reader talking. Like I said, I was a gang mother. My son's a gang banger. And I was a gang mom. Had them all over the house. Blood slime crew. Bottom, top, stairs. They call me mama. I'm laughing, crying with them. They hugging me because a lot of times their mamas didn't love them. Put them out the house. They come right here. They up under me like I'm their mama. So they hanging with me. They riding with me. They with my son. They're like my adopted children. And that's not something I wanted to do, which I've shared before. As I've gotten into this Nipsey thing for people that were trying to like, oh, she don't know what the fuck she know. Who is she? What does she know? Oh, I know a lie. I just don't wear it on my face and body. I don't look like no hard street bitch. Yeah, gang. But I know about it. Not what I heard, but what I live, what I know They was right up under me. And my son got shot 2014. Was almost murdered by his own crew who took him downtown and tried to unload in him. And one thing that saved him, he said, Mama, I didn't listen to you, but I did listen to you. I didn't stop fucking with them because you told me they were going to kill me, they were going to turn on me. But I did remember the visions, and because I had the visions almost every night for 6 months, the same visions. And he said, so what I did remember when they took me, they were driving me, and he said that we were in a blue car just like you said. And when we got out, he said, nigga, get the fuck out, and pulled the guns and took his. And he said when he got out, and he said it was 2 carloads, and it was a lot of niggas. A lot of them, just like they did Nipsey, and just like they did King Von. They're going to do that to one person, unload. And he said, when I thought of what you said, you told me, don't lay down, because I knew that they were jealous of him, and I knew they were jealous of his eyes. And I said, they're going to try to stomp you. Once they shoot you, get you down, they're going to come and see you dead, and they're going to kick you in the face and head, and they're going to put those eyes out. Because my son has those, they look like a lion's eyes, they look like a tiger's eyes. And they were changing colors, because when I had them, they were bright blue, and then they started to shift from blue to gray to green. Then they would change with his clothes, and now they still change with his mood, and they're like those cat eyes, like those tiger eyes, and they get real clear, like you can see in them. And I knew, because he'd had problems with some of them. Every time they want to fight him, that's the first thing they want to do, hit him in the face and try to knock his eyes out. And I said, that's what they're going to do to you. And he said, Mom, I remembered that, and I knew you said once they get me on the ground, they were going to stomp my brains out and kick me in my face. And that reminded me of this when I saw they did Nipsey. And I said, okay, this just must be a thing they do. He starts running. And when he starts running, they were shooting as he was running. He said, Mom, he said it was so much shooting that it was smoke all in the air. One hit him, and that's the one that went from the back 2 inches from the heart. For some reason, turned and went up, cracked the collarbone and popped out. So this has really got me in knots, because it brings back a lot of bad memories of being in that world, inside that, and then finding out some of the gang members that did it, yeah, but he should have listened to me, Chanel Barber, and that wouldn't even happen to his ass. You don't want to never listen, and I say, even though what I say come out right. The same ones that were in here, and hey mama, and how you doing, with my little brother, they the ones that was shooting. So I understand now that if you're in a gang, if you're in a club, whatever, and there's a leader, you do what you're told. So whatever friendship or bond you have with the other gang members doesn't mean anything. Hi, beautiful, handsome, charming, GQ, elegant man, Mark. King Mark. That doesn't matter. How they love me and hug me. If they tell them her son is food, then I said, nigga, go eat and call the nigga down. That other stuff doesn't matter. It's business. At that point, you're going to do what your leader's told, or you're off with your motherfucking head. So, thank you. Yeah, and he's very talented, and he can rap. He's got a flow, and they were jealous of that. They were competing with him, and they were all trying to get record deals and in the studio all the time. And that's how I started getting and understanding who and what was really controlling the industry, and how they like to get them young like that. And I realize now it's not personal when they tell them that's food. Then it's like, yeah, and he said one of the guys told him, I could be sitting up at my grandmother's house, and I was scared for my grandmother because they hung between both houses. And a guy was eating at my grandmother's house, and he told my son, I can sit over here and hang out with you and your grandmother and eat food, but if they tell me that you food, then all of that goes out of the window. It doesn't matter. So now the more I know, and the more I've learned from Nipsey, I understand, and I don't like, oh my God, I feel so betrayed. No, I don't feel betrayed. Because I understand now that's the rules of the game. It's just with the Italian mob. They laugh and talk with you and say, hey, come on, let's go for a ride. Let's go to a party like they did Joe Pesci. That shit really happens. You go in there, you don't even know you dressed up. Boom. even though it hurts them, they know that this is business, and you got to follow what the OGs at the top say. So I've been thinking about that and experiencing all of that and feeling all of that. And for people that listen to this in the future that don't know me and who I am, what I'm about, before they try to say, who the fuck is she? She don't know nothing about. No, I don't know. I've never been in the BDs. I've never been in the GDs. I'm not affiliated with them, but I have been inside of gang life and gang culture. Like real, I mean, they're like right inside this place right here. And they still come by sometimes. Nobody bothers me. Over here. They're not, hey, well, little brother wants, hey, mama, you all right? You need anything? We don't have a problem now. Thank God. You know. Let me say. Now, I'm not offering a disclaimer on what I just said because I know that's true. The reading, as you know, I am a psychic medium. I speak to the physically dead that are yet alive. So I'm offering a disclaimer. I'm saying this is for entertainment purposes only because I do not know these people personally, and what I'm about to say about them, I'm hearing on a spirit level. So if anybody has a problem with what I am saying, there's nothing that I can do about it because as I've said, this is for entertainment purposes only, and this is a spiritual reading. Okay. Let me I tried to get rest, and when I kept trying to get rest the past few days, they come wake me up. Oh, but what I was saying was, when I said I saw that happening with Nipsey's mother, and if you all go back and listen to it, because I said it last February when the Super Bowl was taking place here in Atlanta, and I said the Baphomet ritual was done, child prostitution rituals were done, child sacrifice rituals were done in Atlanta in February, and I was talking about Wendy Williams and the spirit that came in here, the satanic entity that came through CERN, that the entity Argus, Panoptis, with all the eyes, had a TV-shaped head, came here, talked about her. He brought him in here. They said they were getting ready to move through hip-hop and take all of the real men, the heterosexual men, and kill them and destroy them and replace them with men that looked like men, straight men, beautiful, sexy, gorgeous men that were, haters of women, haters of the so-called God, the creator, and were the children of the lesser God that really were going to lure young men, young boys into hip-hop and destroy them and make them homosexual, make them lovers of themselves. Now let me make something very clear. If you are naturally homosexual, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about forcing someone to do something for money, forcing them to do something to create genocide and to destroy their race biologically by infecting them with diseases and in exchange for money and fame and fortune, ultimately destroying themselves and selling their soul. That is what I am saying. I am not talking about a homosexual is wrong, because if that's naturally what you are and you're not raping, seducing anybody, preying on anybody, I'm not talking to you. Forcing them to hate their women and their mothers and sleep with men for money, fame, and fortune, gay for pay, and then taking them back into the neighborhood, not telling women it's what they do, and beating, abusing, neglecting, and having unprotected sex with them and filling them with diseases. Basically destroying a whole generation before it is born, because many of the mothers will die before, during, or after giving pregnancy and after birth, and then the fathers will die or be in jail or gone on drugs. That one, remember I told you he was coming up as the Jack in the Box behind Nipsey's mother. He came up again, and they like, women, let me circle you back around. Let's go back. Let me take this, not back, let me take this bike, as they say down here. Let me go back 360 degrees, all the way back up, because I gotta show you something else. It comes back up, and that was in February 2019. And I said that spirit was moving from Atlanta, because remember, LA was in Atlanta with the rings for the Super Bowl and won. They were playing the football and won and got six rings. And then I think, was it the coach over the LA team, he turned 66 years old. Go back and check my footwork, yeah? Because, I'm willing to be corrected. I'm not arrogant. I have no problem being corrected. He made history. I said it was coming from Atlanta to New York and LA, that deaf spirit. And it was going to start in hip-hop. And then a month later, what happens? Nipsey. Then Nipsey comes to me. I started, back. Don't take it back, goddamn. Take it back. Rewind that shit back. Hit him. He comes to Atlanta. Then I told y'all Friday morning, because some told me to get up and do it. I think it came on maybe 2 o'clock in the morning, and I said it was coming again when I saw it through the Matrix. And I said the mother of the Matrix spoke, and in that part of the Matrix, the Sentinels were left loose, and they broke the port that protected Zion, the city of Zion, and the Nebuchadnezzar, the spaceship, which is the mothership, crashed. And that's when Mr. Smith had shape-shifted and transformed and attacked Trinity and Neo and burnt Neo in the eyes. Almost killed him. And I said, I know that deal with ports and water. I said, y'all, something to be goddamn let loose. You better watch. I said, there's some shit finna goddamn jump off because they don't really let the Sentinels loose. Some old shit finna come out. I said, but pussy, money, music, weed. Go back and listen to it. Lord have mercy. I didn't realize when I said that goddamn shit, they was downtown. I'm getting chills now. Killing King Von. Then remember I told you, I said, I wonder, God damn it now, look at it again. I wondered, I said, what is the connection between, what did I say, LA, at the railroad, I always said train, plane, railroad, Atlantic, Atlanta, Atlantis. What else the fuck I say? I kept saying that, tell y'all that shit. And then I said, we in Atlanta finna jump off because it's above water. In some spots, we in the 33rd parallel. 33. Dealing with Masonic science. Atlanta / I said, this is a new Atlantis. Rat, when I'm saying the goddamn shit, they killing the boy downtown. Around 3 a.m. when I'm on here and y'all look at the time now, goddamn now. I said this shit at that time, between 2 and 3 a.m., they was down there killing that boy. Then I see he got a song called 3 a.m., which we know is the reverse. 3 a.m. in the daytime, that would be God time. 3 a.m. over in the morning is demonic time, upside down. That's the witching hour, when the demonic crucifixion and sacrifice go on. Then I tell y'all, we were talking about weed, have mercy. And I told you, they was fucking it up and moving through there. I'm sure I don't have to tell you where King Von was, in front of the Opium Lounge. Can you hear me? Don't make me jump up and start shouting this bitch. He was at the front of the Opium Lounge. Excuse me, the Monica Hookah Lounge, excuse me. Opium nightclub, opium. And we know how you get opium from poppy. You do with opium, or would that be heroin? Look it up for me. How you get opium? Because I know one come from poppy, the plant, and the milk of it. So correct me now. How do you get the opium? Somebody put the definition in there. I'm trying, because I couldn't write it all down, but I'm looking at it, and I said, opium nightclub, so that's also dealing with a drug. And then the Monaco hookah lounge. They was in front of the hookah lounge, but they said it was getting ready to go in there, but it didn't go because this happened. Thank you, baby. Thank you. When I know it, they down there come out the Opium nightclub because they say he was shooting a video or celebrating his new release. Thank you. Okay, I want to make sure I don't want to tell y'all wrong. Why you putting wisdom to bed? You want to know where the Monaco hookah lounge is? It's at 255 Trinity Avenue, Southwest Atlanta /Atlantis. Now, when I just talking about Trinity in the Matrix dealing with Neo, then I tell y'all Nipsey took me there, had me rewatching, and I said, this Matrix finna come down, and they gonna hit it at the dock. And you know who's tied to one of the docks, one of the ports? That boy Rondo Rondo from Savannah, Georgia. And that one, because see, we don't have no water up here, up in Atlanta. You have to go out to Savannah. They're going to get your fresh seafood and shit cooked for you down there, or Tybee Island. Correct me now, because I like, you know, I like how y'all school me. Like I schools y'all. So, Savannah, can somebody tell me? Ding, 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 ding. They don't kill his ass. Ding, 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 ding. Didn't they kill the Jeopardy man? See, we're dealing with games now. I told y'all we playing games. Just like I told y'all, Pop goes the weasel. Nipsey kept showing me these weasels, hitting them in the hole. They kept weaving and bobbing and ducking. Well, yes, thank you, Symbology Indy, because we're also dealing with the dog star Sirius. Somebody dealing with King Von got a dog. If it wasn't King Von, that has a dog. And remember that, you can also look it up, because I know y'all likes with your slick, messy, motherfucking shit, keep her up an ass. Just like that Bounty paper towel, the quicker picker upper. Well, y'all is the quick shit keeper uppers. That's what you do. That's what you do. I know y'all go behind me and check my footwork. Bobbing and weaving. Remember I said them weasels, Pop those weasels? Well, within 24 hours of me doing that reading Friday morning, not morning, it was on the news. It was a Good Morning America, one of the major news channels. And one of these countries, it was the white minks. I don't know if they were using the minks to make fur or something else out of the minks. Real pretty little minks. They had a mass, yeah, y'all some shit keeper uppers. Quick with the shits. They been killing the minks real fast. Why? Because they said them goddamn minkses it's got that goddamn co-viral. Not COVID-19, they got that co-viral. See, I think they might have another strain. See, it was tricky. I was trying to get loose. I was scared to ask him, felt bad asking mama for shoes. You know what family that them minxes is in? The weasels. Pop goes the weasel. Look it up. A mink is a goddamn pretty weasel. Hey! Don't make me get up and start doing church. Church in the bed. Big. Do a libation. Also. What the baby name? Daquan Bennett. Okay. See what I'm saying? Round 3. That round 3 co-viral. Now, here's it. It's not co-viral. It ain't co-viral. That co-viral. See what I'm saying? I don't fuck with that co-viral. That goddamn COVID. No. Certain motherfuckers come around me. No, nigga. You might have that goddamn co-viral. Fuck away from me, goddamn it. Oh, cover my damn nose. ear, eye, and mouth. See, white minxes, ain't them minxes in that goddamn weasel. That weasel, goddamn. That see. I was finna go to sleep and something just, the news popped up. And I watched that shit. I said, hold up. Wait a minute. Let me keep nip in it. Let me rewind this because they're going to say I'm lying or that I misheard or misspoke and shit. I got excited. So I said, maybe I didn't hear that shit too good. I went played it back. That lady say, and these minks is in the weasel fast. Hot damn. Let me put it up there. Let me put it. Ding, 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 ding. Who wants some ding, ding? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that has come to pass, and it came like I say. It was after I got ready to lay down. Friday, late over in the day, because I got off here, Friday about 4? Before, I didn't know the young man had physically been basically slaughtered, assassinated and slaughtered. Because he was a small man. He was a short man, and he was a small man. And the way they did this man, oh boy, it bothers me. They hadn't done that Grady. And we know Grady is a teaching hospital, and it's now owned by Emory. Emory Medicine, Emory University. So they have some of the best doctors in the world at Emory, and a lot of them train. They do their residency at Grady. Okay, so he was there, and somebody leaked the autopsy photos, and it's like they butchered him. And it looks like, I don't know if they did this, because I have to wait to see if we can get the reports later. It looks like they did a full autopsy, like they might have did a cranial autopsy. Okay, the minks are also man-made. Thank you. They're like a clone, or a crossbreed or something. The minks. It looks. I think that he might have had a cranial autopsy, like a full autopsy, because it looks like a wave or indentation up here in the forehead, like the skin is a little bit buckled. So I said, my Lord, I wonder what is his mama thinking, because he keeps talking to me about his mama, and he shows me him as a baby with a baby bottle. So it makes me wonder, where's his mom? Did his mother keep him all his life from the time he was born? He was a little boy. Were they very close? Was he close with his mom? He doesn't say a lot about his father. I feel a coldness or a gap. So I wonder, was the father there and helped to raise him when he's with the mother? No, Chanel, I'm not going to say. At this time, well, you know what? Let me take that back. You could be right. But at this time, baby, I don't see that anybody at the hospital killed that boy. That young man was murdered on the way there. The man was already, they had killed that boy. Just like they did Biggie and Pac. On the way there, then somebody taped the phone, said they was getting lost and couldn't get to the hospital down here. Couldn't get to Grady. That boy was dead. They made sure he was dead because he told me that his, whatever bullet they shot him with, he said he felt like his organs had exploded inside of him. And his guts had exploded, and it feels like I feel the soft tissue, like the liver, his intestine. And he keeps saying, my heart, my heart, my heart, like they took my heart out. I'm wondering, did they pierce or nick the heart? Because when I looked, I went right there, and he says, my heart, they have my heart. His family needs to check their baby body, because I don't believe it. Somebody's here. It must be him, because he feels softer and shorter than Nipsey. And he has a woman with him, like a relative, somebody over there, and a baby. So I don't know if he had any relatives that passed over that were also female, and any young children. But when I asked him about the children, he said he was very worried about his children and the safety of his children, but he said he kind of knew that he wasn't going to be here to see the children grow up, but he wanted to make sure that they have what they needed. He's saying to his family. So I feel more of the ones that will go in there are female family. So I'm wondering, is it mother or sister? Because somebody said he had an older sister. He said, check my organs, my heart. He keeps talking about his heart. And so I listened to him and I said, baby, do you want something to eat? Would you like me like I cook for Nipsey and the other crew and the stuff they like? You want some cornbread and some collard greens? You want something to drink? You want... He said, I don't want no soul food. He wants some junk food. He wants some sugar. And so I looked, I said, you know what? I've been craving some ice cream and stuff too. He wanted things like, hamburger or, soft. I don't know if he liked Mexican food or soft taco or something or drive-through food. I don't know. Somebody, if you know what he eat or you've seen him on the video eats, tell me what King Von liked to eat. He liked to eat variety of things, but he liked junk a lot of the time. And he wasn't asking me, he was a snacky. He wants to eat sweet things and junk things. At least he did at the time. French fries. He didn't want a home cooked meal. He's like, I don't want that. I want some junk. I want something sweet. And I said, like some M&Ms and candies and ice cream. And I said, baby, oh, he did, Chanel. You know what? He was very, very sweet to me. He wasn't disrespectful to me. He talked soft to me. He kept his voice even tone, and he was very polite. And I said, you're such a nice young man. Very intelligent. He's one of the ones that reminds me of Nipsey that got up and he knows things. He still remembers things. So he loved French fries. Yes, he wanted some junk to eat. And he wanted some sweets. And I said, baby, I don't have any ice cream. I'll get someone to bring me some ice cream for you so we can eat ice cream. Because I ate the last of the ice cream when I was up doing the show the other night. And I didn't know that was you that we were talking about 3 a.m. Friday morning. So I couldn't sleep, so I ate the last of it. But I promise you, I will ask my business partner to bring us some ice cream. We'll eat ice cream. Because Nipsey had been asking for ice cream too. And I ate a lot of it with him last week. And I'm like, damn, I didn't know you were coming. And Nipsey was going to bring you. So Nipsey was talking. I'm going to get into that in a minute. That's a mess. No, he didn't just say, he has the heart of a lion. Because like I said, both of them are Leos. And both of them are very passionate, very stubborn, very strong-willed. Because he was saying he was fighting the other young man. And he said, I knew he shot me. But he keeps showing two people. In the front and in the back. It gives me chills because they were trying to say the police did it. And at this time, I don't get that the city of Atlanta did all of this. Like I got LAPD was heavily involved with Nipsey, Pac, and Biggie. We know that's true. I didn't see that the police initiated this. Yes, they were there. They were off duty guarding the club. But I don't see the police said, we're going to do it. I'm not going to do that. Because at this time, I'm not saying it's not, but at this time, I'm not getting it. And from other people, artists and gang members that were there, they did not say the police started it. It was a fight. They said he was in the club fighting. King Von did not pull a gun. He didn't have one. He was knuckling up. So that's one thing I said about him. His ass wasn't no punk now. He wasn't just going to pull a gun and shoot. He will knuckle up. He was fighting without the gun. Then they put the gun in and they know that the young man didn't have no gun. And so I'm listening and he's telling just really, he's calmly expressing, and Nipsey stands back, and Nipsey's he likes Nipsey. So he had to know who Nipsey was. Even though they're from different sets, that he did not disrespect Nipsey. Nipsey didn't disrespect him. Nipsey was trying to make the peace between him and FBG Duck, because FBG Duck, am I saying it right? Now I don't know what his sign is. If y'all could tell me what sign he is, that's a warrior there too. And the energy feels different between him and King Von. And one of the reasons I'm going to say that I feel the energy is different between them because their levels were different. King Von had more support and backing. FBG Duck, am I saying that right? Because I don't want to get it wrong. Disrespect nobody. Please tell me if I'm not saying it right. He was on his own, coming up out of the mud by himself. He didn't have a lot of big sponsors and major record deals. Now, I don't know if somebody said he had just gotten a deal. So I got to check to confirm it, or somebody can tell me yes or no. When he got assassinated at the Gold Coast. But he was more independent, and his energy is so strong that he is mad. He mad as hell. He knows where he is. He's not in hell, but he's in the underworld, and he's in holding between worlds. He's very upset, and he keeps talking about his mother. There is something, he loves his mother. He said, I'll do anything for her. I'm very loyal to her, but I feel a glitch in my mother's mind. For some reason, he feels the mother has not handled all of his business for him the way his mom was supposed to handle his business for him. He said the mama is on the borderline of kind of sometimes having nervous breakdown, emotionally distraught, and feeling like she has nothing to lose, depression, so hurt, and then people in her ear. And it's mostly male energies and entities in FBG Duck's mama ear, trying to lure the mother and get the mother off track. And I hear him really yelling at his mother, going off on his mother, and he's saying the mother is supposed to handle some type of package of his that handle his business, his paperwork, some documents, and even some financial stuff. And he said his mother hasn't completed it all for him because, not because she can't, but he said the mother's a little distracted by male energy and preoccupied, and they deliberately trying to throw the mother off and set the mother up. That's what he's concerned about, because he said his mom is vulnerable and lonely. And she's heartbroken, and it feels like the mother, there was a curse or something in here moving in her bloodline, because she feels like she's been cursed, and her children have been killed. Did they say 2 sons, 3 sons? And one of those sons, I see a girl's energy circulating around the death of one of her sons. And he wants her to stay in touch with his children, be very close to the children. And one of the children spells like a boy. Did FBG Duck have a son? Do you know he had a son he was close to? Because it's one child. I don't know how many he has, but it's one child. He wants the mother, one boy, I don't know how many girls he has, to be close to, and the son's mother, because he says the son's mother has information to keep his mom up abreast to. Very important information, he said, about the ops and the patrol. This man is so mad, and he wants war. He wants revenge. He's trying to connect to some of the people, not just over there, but over here. And Nipsey is trying to be the peacemaker. So he stands between King Von and FBG Duck, and he says, why don't you, because, oh, yes, let me say this. King Von, in ways, is kind of like Nipsey, because King Von asked Nipsey to go with him where FBG Duck is, because they're not in the same location. So him and Nipsey go over, and King Von was glad to see FBG Duck, even though they're not on the same side. And, you know, King Von was dissing him really bad, and when he got killed, he was doing it, and the mother said he was harassing her, making fun of her. And when FBG Duck saw King Von. He was like, get the fuck out my face. I don't want to talk to you. And then King Von was like, I'm listening because I'm shocked. King Von was like, come on, man. You know that wasn't real. You know that was a script. I was just following the script. And I didn't mean that. He's like, look, we over here now. We done did all that to each other and against each other. And now we over here. All that don't matter over here now. Why don't we talk about this and resolve this and see what's really going on? And he said, I had a contract to fulfill. I was told to do that. That's what King Von said. King Von said he had 2 contracts. One contract with his organization and his family and the way they oppose each other, they ops, and then another contract with the music industry and management. And he said it was just a script. It was a game. He said, he said, why can't, and then FBG Duck is like, no, fuck that. Fuck that. I don't want to hear that shit. No, fuck that. You are my enemy and this is not going to make this right. He said, but look at where we are. He said, I don't care about that. And he's like, he's in warrior mode. So that's one thing I like about him. Both of them are very strong. Both of them are generals. And I said, damn. And this is like I said, well, baby, you better leave this alone because you usually work everything out. But this thing ain't trying to hear that shit. You and King Von understand, and y'all trying to work through it because it's like now we're here and this happened, and what mattered over there doesn't matter over here. And now we see it was a trick and it was the illusion. But he doesn't want to come up out of it, so maybe we give him a break and we're going to come back because it did not look like King Von hated him. I've never seen this. So I'm watching this and I said, well, you know what? This is just you and him. Just talk. Don't tell me. Let's work this out because we can't get him. He's mad and I don't blame him for being so angry because he felt like his life was cut short and all 3 of their lives were cut short. So young, and they see that it's what they would live and die for over here, and the philosophies and the principles don't mean anything over there. That shit don't even fucking exist. It's all an illusion for the ones in power to control and rule and to suppress the natural rulers. And I looked at all these young men, these so-called black men that die here, die in New York, Chicago, LA. And for me to now see them get up like that, I said, who are these men? What do they know about them that we don't know? Because these are fallen soldiers that are all not descendants of slaves. Some of them are descendants of royalty and warriors, battle gods, kings. But they don't know the bloodline because it's been mixed up and you giving this name and that name and all the records are hidden and mixed around and we don't really know. And I'm seeing the way a lot of them respond when they are physically obliterated. And then they get up and they still have the mental, emotional, spiritual capacity. They are not ghosts. They are still in soul and in conscious and right and present mind to tell me, look, this is who I am. I know who this is, who you are. This is your name. This is where I was. This is who was that. This happened to me. Just like when Nipsey shows me this last week that fat, big booty nigga. That I don't think you ready for this jelly because my body is too bootylicious. This nigga got a bootylicious booty. That's Carrie. That's Cousin Carrie. Cousin Carrie Latham. That's when I looked over there and seen that young man sitting beside me and they were eye-to-eye contact and he was nervous to do this to Nipsey. And he was like, I don't want to do it because what I know, I like him or he had been around him. As well as that young man that worked in Nipsey's store that had took off that day mysteriously. You see what I'm saying? He looked at him. They were in sync with each other. Big bootylicious goddamn Carrie Latham ass. Big you friend. He was talking to the young nigga. They know each other. I said, that's who that is, because a lady found his body. I want her to give it back to me so I can put it up there for y'all to see it, man. He was laid out, and then he gonna come over there and set that shit up, sock that man up, then gonna tell me, I'm in bed. I heard that little list, and I'm in bed. Then I say he had them Chang-Yang Chinese house shoes with the toe out, that he wear them damn jailhouse socks or get his big toe painted, that pilot. The nigga had just got out of jail. Remember that? He didn't get out that week. He probably had got out earlier, maybe 2018 or something, and then say he had just got out in 2019. And Nipsey was 8 years old when he went to jail. So how could he be a friend of his or coming out like that? That mother's a child. You was Big U's friend, though. So you been in there bending over doing your ass exercise, shaking your jelly on your jailhouse bunk with your baby daddy smack a belly to keep your ass fat and tight. That's what the fuck. That I know it. I know it. That's a Chang-Yang nigga with a Chang-Yang big booty bitch. That's what he is. A big booty bitch. Chick with dick. See what I'm saying? See, I figured I put that shit together. See, did y'all think I'm lying? Go back and look at Carrie Latham. And when he showed me that picture of him, after he told me he was shot in the back, down there on the ground, setting that man up and talking to that man, stanking all off in the ass. They took his shirt off. Nigga was laid up on a stretcher. Big ass goddamn stomach that sit low. Like this nigga pregnant with a boy. Because, you know, when I was down here in the country, they said when you be pregnant, your stomach big and it be sitting up real high. You having a girl, but when it big and sit low. Oh, I forgot. That nigga carrying them goddamn throat babies. Yeah, that nigga carrying all them babies. That's why his stomach sit low. I'm right, he carrying them boys. He carrying them niggas' sons low with his ass high and his ass hole wide. Riding high like a Chevy. Laid up there with that stomach big with that belt buckle around the bottom of his stomach was too big to go across the top. The nigga hip looked it rounded off his ass like it was sitting fat from the back. Fat stat. Like that nigga from the South eating cornbread and cabbage. Got that fat rabbit. You know this is serious. I'm gonna stop fucking around. They want to tell y'all, you know what I'm saying, they had brought it to me. So I can really, so y'all can go back and research. I'm telling you the name, goddammit. So you can go look at the nigga, the way the nigga ass bounce when he walk. Nigga like he got them, that straight goddamn Office Depot loose silicone shot. And it's like he got ass shot. Because it bounced when the nigga moved. And I said, why? This is the first. And I got to thinking back on what he had. Yeah, that fat thing. His ass from the back. The nigga laid on the stretcher and you could, you know, he laying down on his back. You could see the nigga ass from the back. With his hips rounded off like I had said, like he ain't here. And his grandmama thighs and big mama booty as he pump it up the nigga's rise. You see what I'm saying? That's Carrie. Couldn't Carrie, that's friend with Big U. Yeah. A booty and balls. Swallowing dick and taking it out. Let me get on this shit because I'm trying not to fuck around. I'm trying to get this, you know what I'm saying, get this all out because it's so, wow, man. So like I told y'all, you see how they go together? Atlanta is Atlantis. And that ties into the docks, the ports around Atlanta, Georgia. It doesn't have to be down in the city of Atlanta. We're still talking about the state of Georgia. And we're dealing with where's the port? You can tell me if I'm not correct. It could be more than one port. Where Savannah, who is from the Savannah Quando Rondo. Rondo, Crondo, or Abracadabra. Look, what is it? Rondo, Crondo, Rondo. Here. They were supposed to, they was in the same area, or was they riding together in the club together? And they said Rondo shot him. But then they said no. Somebody told them, put on YouTube, you could see their face. And they said, no, it wasn't Quando Rondo. It was his cousin, Lil Tim. And that's the one that's been arrested as the shooter. But it still looked like, you know what I'm saying? Like, your cousin did the shit. So everybody kind of looking at you. Because you right there and your cousin happened to be right there and be the shooter. And you didn't do it. I mean, it looked like you might have had something to do with this shit. Because y'all both right there at the same time. And then you look at the footage. I keep looking. I need somebody to slow that down frame by frame and maybe clean it up so we can see exactly who's doing what. And then it's a white truck or is it a white SUV on this side of the street where the fight is going on to come out the club. But then I see on the other side another white SUV is stopping in the middle of the street. So I don't know if there's somebody having to drive by and see it or somebody's with them and they stop, but you can see the headlights on. And it reminds me of that same thing when Nipsey was being shot. It was a white SUV out there and that white man throwing that gun in there and getting Eric Holder or the one that looked like him another gun, another white car with that black police lady up there to help and jump out, put the brakes on, run off there and run back and get back in. And they say it's possibly LAPD. So I'm looking at this and something don't add up and you see King Von trying to fight and like trying to tell him if he fighting one person and the other one jumped on him. He was by the truck. Then they got out in the street. King Von, if I remember correctly, back and watch, like he was in the street. They was hitting him. He fell, but it's like before he got to somebody from over there where that truck was shot at him because you could see the pow. You could see the flash as he's out there and the person that was out there with him on the street, they got shot. Both of them didn't die. One of them is still alive in critical condition, so both didn't die. It wasn't 3 people died at all. He's 2 people with him. One of them, they say, is alive. He's laying there, and I'm confused because it looked like one of them is on top of King Von, like laying on him or laid over him. And I'm saying, is he shot too, so he can't get up? Or is he over him, holding him down? It's a little fuzzy. That's, yeah. And then I think King Von has on white or white t-shirt. The other have on black. I'm going to tell you the same thing Nipsey told me that also him and King Von are saying. When he showed me how they coordinated the shooting and ambush Nipsey like a basketball game. And it, like basketball court, it's like whoever did this studied basketball plays. And also somebody that was involved in this has been either in military or had military training. And then King Von told me that some of them have had secret military classes where they go to places, if not here in Georgia or in rural areas, they go to other camps where people have been in military and then they do the training. If you pay them, you get to stay for a day, a weekend, or whatever, and they show you and what type of weapons to use. Guns, automatics, semi-automatics, revolvers, rifles, assault weapons. Yes. He said somebody in there had police training and had military training. And basketball. Because of the way it was coordinated and the way they coordinated with Nipsey. 2, yes. Now, I didn't put it on, I don't think I did it on the last live, but I put it on my Facebook page for people to watch my Facebook page. Last week, right before I did the live, I put the symbol of Atlanta, the phoenix, which is the Egyptian phoenix. You cannot destroy the phoenix. If you set it on fire, it always rises from the ashes, reanimates itself through the fire. Do a Shaka Khan on that ass through the fire, goddammit now. It's a fire sign. Fire match. Passion, heat, intensity, rage, violence, love. And this is what some of this is about, because there were also women involved, and one woman secretly was involved that had a baby by King Von. Yeah, they had a baby. Trying to lay low, hiding, see shit, but don't hide a rock, throw a rock, hide a hand. I showed a picture of it on my page, 2 pictures of, it's a copper statue of a woman holding her hands up with the phoenix in her hands with his wings out, lifting him up to fly after he had been reanimated. Excuse me, it's a she. It's a she. See what I'm saying? Don't sound like poom. Yeah, rising up again to be reanimated. I showed y'all the picture of the Atlanta symbol last week, so I was trying to pull your coat in direct to get ready for the shit. And then you see how it happens like a day or so after I put the fences. It's finna go down here, y'all. Atlanta, I said, because this is the new Black Hollywood. This is also Atlanta. This is the new Atlantis. And the bitch, I tried to pull your coat before I get all into it. And the fam, I didn't know it was going to happen that fast. I could feel it. And when I look at where the Monaco Hookah Lounge, because the Opium nightclub not too far from there, the Monaco Hookah Lounge is 255 Trinity Avenue, Southwest Atlanta / Atlantis. I look that statue, you can look it up. The Atlanta statue for the Phoenix, that's in Woodruff Park, 91 Peachtree Street. That is not too far from the Hookah Lounge. It's all in the same area right there. Y'all, you can see it on the map. Google, you can see where it's at right there. It's just under 10 miles from there. It's all downtown Atlanta in that area. Now, Atlanta gave itself the symbol of the Phoenix because William T. Sherman walked through this motherfucker, started putting out flyers at a certain day in time. He gonna burn this motherfucker down. And did it. So after William T. Sherman during the Civil War burnt it down, the first sculpture was dedicated in 1969, and then the monument was on a viaduct adjacent to Richard's department store. So I don't know if you all is from Atlanta. I used to love to go down. My grandma would take me down to Richard's shopping store because it was so pretty and big. And started Thanksgiving and Christmas, on top of the building, they had the riding up there, the Richard's little pink pig. It's like a mechanical ride. You get on and go in a circle, you get to ride the pig. And it was really nice. You could see the beautiful skyline of Atlanta from downtown at the Richards building. I don't know if it's still there, but it was there at the viaduct, and then on MLK Drive, which is, you're going to say that in a minute, at Spring Street through 1969 through 1995. Then I said, Martin Luther King, the Martin Luther King Center is not too far from that. It's all around in that era down there where this boy was assassinated. And who else was shot and killed down there? We got the MLK Memorial down there and the center. Beautiful center down there. Sure, I got this. Martin Luther King Ebenezer Baptist Church is down there in that area, not too far from there. Alberta King, Martin Luther King mama, was playing the organ, and this man that had just got out of jail violated parole, which I feel is a Manchurian candidate, Marcus Wayne Chenault, who was 44 years old. Came in there listening to the singing and her playing. He had 2 guns, just popped in, and just out the blue jumped up and said, I'm tired of this, and I'm finna put an end to it, and shot Martin Luther King mama dead. She was born September 13, 1904, shot to death June 30th, 1974. See, dealing with that 3 again that day. She died on the 30th, so that's a 3-day. Dealing with September 4th, she was born a 4-day, that 13 to Illuminati number. Then look at what she gave birth to, MLK. And that's 101, down 11 Jackson Street, Northeast Atlanta. So just give you a little history on where King Von was shot, because he was down in that portal You see what I'm saying? Well, people are sacrificed. Tell you something else that I noticed about this, and as he was talking, and the manager comes out talking. The manager, correct me if I'm wrong, I think the manager say that they didn't know they were going to be out there, or King Von changed his mind, want to go in one spot, really want to go another. It was cold, so he went outside to smoke, and he didn't know that this was going to happen, but you're his manager, and this same man also manages what? YNW Melly, the one that's in jail that got that song Murder on My Mind, who is where, when I told y'all about plane, train, airplane, railroad tracks, Atlantic Virgin Airlines, Atlantic Records, Atlanta/Atlantis, all are connected from Atlanta, California, New York, and Atlanta, from Atlanta, New York, and California. And that boy YNW Miller is with Atlantic Records. And then, who is it, Lil Vaughn, that King Vaughn was under with Empire. That's his own record label or distribution, and that's under who? Atlantic Records. Just check it for me. Down here in Atlanta. Got a major center down here in Atlanta. Atlantic Records. And that was who? Nipsey. Atlantic Records. And Lil Vaughn is who? Is it Lil Vaughn, Lil Durk? Make sure these Lils, that I get them together here. Excuse me, Lil Durk. I know I'm talking about. NBA Youngboy. These three here. NBA Youngboy, Lil Durk, and King Von. Excuse me. Was it Lil Durk dealing with King Von? Yes, excuse me. Because Lil Durk and King Von last year got in trouble down here in Atlanta. Both had done shot and killed somebody and got arrested. And then you can see the footage, the news footage from Channel 11 on YouTube, where them two was up there in court for a hearing. Yes, Chanel, the cup, they with it. The record labels is with that shit. And start that shit and promote that drill music. That violent music killing each other. And if you look at that video, you'll see what I'm talking about. They was in court. Lil Durk, who is either related to or friends with the Chicago mayor, Lori Lightfoot. See. And was it Ron Emanuel in Chicago mayor before Lori Lightfoot, who they say is rumored that Lil Durk might be related to the Chicago mayor, Lori Lightfoot, because there have been pictures of them together. Is you sacrificing folks, nigga? Because see, when I look back last year, Lil Durk and King Von had a court hearing coming up for murder. And when you look at the news clip of them at a hearing down here in Atlanta, Lil Durk, King Von is sitting a little bit behind Lil Durk. Lil Durk is looking forward at the judge. And King Von is looking at him like this, like, really, nigga? Like, don't tell, nigga. And then Lil Durk is like this. Looking straight ahead. King Von is sitting right here looking at him like, nigga, what? And he will not look at King Von. He's looking straight at the judge. Like, you going to roll over. It's King Von or it's me. We not buddies. We not partner. We not in this together. That's just the vibe. when I looked at this shit, I said, I'm not going to say this is the only person, but is King Von a sacrifice for Lil Durk? And is Lil Durk doing this to protect himself and work his way up, since now I know who your peoples is? You got protection and safety under the mayor? Just like certain folks down here, certain rappers I see be under Keisha Land Bottom, the mayor of Atlanta. I ain't gonna call no when you see me in the street, shout that you don't know me. So who I be? Yeah. They had a lot of guns and got out. And, it's the second rapper I have seen under a mayor. Be photographed with her, talking with her, have special privilege and shit with a mayor. No, I'm talking about shouters. Okay? I mean, everybody know that. Teach me how to dug it. Teach me how to dug it. Everybody love it. Everybody love it. Everybody love it. Everybody know it. What else he said? Yeah, I peeped that right there. That Lil Durk, with the Chicago mayor, and he got Empire Distribution. Lil Durk be with the mayor of Chicago, and the mayor is supposed to be a good steward, like to oversee the city. Why all that go on? Unless this is some type of secret agreement for all that to go on up there like that. Cause them niggas up there don't want now. They don't see what I'm saying, Hershey. Them niggas up there don't want now. They goddamn it, cause when they shot FBG Duck, they had the armor trucks and FBI out because they know them niggas up there ain't scared of the goddamn police. Yes, them niggas will expeditiously move on that ass. And so they had to lock shit down because they know, let's come out here with armor trucks for these niggas. Expeditiously. Because I kind of have to watch what I say about certain people, because of where I'm at. I'm down here in the belly of the Phoenix, goddammit. You know what I'm saying? I can throw shit and talk it. Really I can talk direct. You see what I'm saying? I'm down here talking about LA. I can talk direct. But you know how we say down here. I'm right here in Atlanta. So, in some things I can't say direct. I have to talk about a motherfucker in the air. Throw shit out in the air instead of just going direct. You know what I'm saying? Because I have to live in this bitch. And I ain't really, I'm not finna get on this city of Atlanta. Because, I have to drive down that way, goddamn it. And I know how they gets down. They will beat a bitch ass down here. Because I'm not finna be driving there. Whoop, whoop. Oh, shit. Because police have been known to whoop a bitch out there on 20 or 285. Like you is a nigga. Lock your ass up, bloody, beaten. You end up bleeding like a motherfucker. After you get booked in bleeding, then take your ass to Grady. See, I don't want to be one of them, so I have to set shit up in the air. Cannot say that. I have to say accusatory shit like I'm talking up in the air, just throwing shit out expeditiously. I can't just direct. Because I may be being watched. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm not saying that they know who I am, but you just never know. The bitch said this, bitch said that, bitch throw salt on your name and all that shit, bitch throwing rocks. See, I've been here all my life. I still feel like California is worse than here, but You know, motherfuckers hold grudges. Set a bitch up. See, you know I'm public. You know what I'm saying? I just ain't no regular bitch talking. I mean, so, you know, I really was nervous. You know, I have to pray. I've been praying about this shit all goddamn day. Still got my candle lit back there. Black in this bitch. Because I need all the help from the dark side and the light on these niggas. Because a lot of these niggas is hoes. Hoe-ass niggas. And they'll do shit to a female quicker than they do it to a nigga. Because it's easier for them. Because underneath, they soft. And they put smashing gills in their ass on the low. So, see, you know, they don't want to go against a real nigga, but they feel confident doing some dirty shit to a bitch. So, you know, I'm really trying to ease around this shit. And try to, yeah, weak ass, you know, we got weak ass niggas down here, Janelle. Weak ass, bitch ass niggas. So, I you know. This is what I'm going to say that stuck out to me. Still going to get some more shit that stuck out. I'm getting this right here first that really kind of made me think. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. You know, I think I heard King Von. No, Chanel, they can't. They want to destroy you if you're a boss. And you got a lot of heart and guts and you stand up for what's right. Even when you get what you want by standing up for what's wrong. And you won't bend over. Okay. King Von's manager, I thought I was listening to an interview and I heard him say that he drive a Hellcat. And he said these people lying. Let me set the record straight. I had nothing to do with that. I got shot too in the process. So he got shot in the leg. You know, like kind of Carrie got shot in the back around the curve of his big fat ass sack. You know, just right, not life-threatening, but you just got shot around the low back. And manager said he got shot in the leg. And he got a big management company, very successful, and got that boy Nelly in jail for time he got murder on his mind that killed some people. You can't underestimate these people that be about this big. Because that boy in jail with YNW Melly, that boy about that big. But then when I look in his eyes, I see the straight devil that'll shoot the shit out your ass and catch you by surprise. Don't he have a big, fat, funky, fluffy looking ass, don't he? And laid up there in that, it look like all kind of funk caught up. You know, I'm finna leave. Y'all need to stop putting comments in here to keep ribbing that shit up for me to say shit about that man and talk about the roundabout and that man threw up in his ass. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to stay on this green hill and keep my mind in the spirit. The manager of King Von said he drives a Hellcat. That caught my attention because King Von made a song talking about he's a demon or talking about demons and 3 a.m. Because you know, was something on that boy. Like I told you, when the past few months, I kept looking at King Von talk and I kept seeing this on his face. I saw his skeleton. I said, Lord have mercy, that boy got a death spirit on him and I don't want to contact him and say nothing because they be done cuss me out and talking about I'm crazy, shut the fuck up. I don't know what I'm talking about. And I said, You know how them old people said, looking at somebody and they said, I looked at that boy, I say. Then I waited a week or so, looked back at him. He do a new video. That boy got death on him. You could see it. I could look at people and see it. It's that the whole skeleton was grinning at me. When I looked, I said, that boy ain't got long. They're going to kill him within the next few months. Then I said, keep it to myself. Probably ain't going to believe me anyway, because got their money and records and all this shit and record deals. He ain't going to believe me. And I said, Lord have mercy, either he don't know and nobody else know, or people around that young man know, and they not going to say nothing because they sought that ass up. They set the shit up with them contract that he signed. And it's heavy black magic around him. You know, I know. Plus, King Von had committed some murders, and I think he admitted that he had some bodies on him. That's just what you have to do sometimes. Kill or be killed. And some of them bodies, them people around him and that work with him and had him sign that contract, used that as human sacrifice to put spell. I'm not saying he did it direct. But they knew that young man, something happened in his childhood, or mama, daddy wasn't around. He really didn't have the guidance and the things he needed. He was looking for love and attention, and they must have showed him love and attention and bought him shoes and clothes and might have gave him money and opportunities he didn't think he would ever have or get out. And so he was very loyal. And they had them young men do things. They already know they're involved in that life, but instead of trying to get them out, they tell them to make music about it and do things to keep them in and will reward them for that shit. So I kept seeing it, and I close it, and I wait a few days, wait a week, and I go back and look at King Von. I said, that thing was smiling at me, and it like it knew, whether you know it or not, or whether you said something or not, bitch, you ain't gonna do the motherfucking thing about it, because the spell already been cast. It's already been done. He already with it. He a hide one. He already down with it. So I knew it had been locked in for a few years. That demon with that skeleton on it, that death underworld demon on him, had not just popped up. They knew. See, when you sign a contract and get a deal, and you be like, oh man, that's so messed up. He was on his way. He just signed a contract. He was getting ready to do deals. He just done a new album be released. I feel sorry for them because, see, they made it like that. Not the artists. And they don't know. But it's certain people, they only want them to get their light and their energy and get them to round up a certain amount of people to bring them in. They wasn't going to keep them. That's not a, oh, wow, she just was getting on her way. Even with Selena, they wanted to do that shit. That was not. And you know, I know from what happened to my ass last year. I never would have thought that, oh, everybody said, oh, he died because he done sacrificed somebody and sold. No. You don't always have to do it by conscious consent of the shit. Because if somebody already burnt your motherfucking ass out and said, it's something about that bitch that I like, but I don't want to help her blow up with it, I want to take it from the bitch. So we're going to trick the bitch, lure her in off of her disc, even though we don't put our foot on this bitch all her motherfucking life. She gonna think this is a wonderful opportunity. We done finally seen the light and came around because the bitch got a particular look I like, or a voice I like, or daddy, all that shit. And I want that bitch voice, like in the Little Fucking Mermaid. So you're gonna give this to her, you're gonna give her some cash. That's what they do, like all of them. Give them some cash up front, whatever they ask for, give it to the motherfucker call. You know, whatever you get them, we're gonna make 100 million times more than that little shit. We throw that motherfucker some pocket change. That's not nothing else. We spend that a day on buying some outfits and getting a fucking light lunch. Give it to the bitch, because she ain't used to nothing. And she think that we're going to open some doors up for her. As soon as she or he sign the shit, and we're going to do everything to get them right to that parent. But she don't know, but either a man or a woman, want something on you or want something in you, but they have put their foot on you and blocked you out of the industry from manifesting the shit. So they'll be like, well, you know what, we're gonna let her in, and when she get in here, the bitch gonna fall. Something gonna happen to the bitch. Right then, since she done already signed, so she already done connected with the demons, made the link for us to take her soul, but she don't fucking know it. Then the goddamn blue, you hanging out, you on an airplane, you at a party, you having a release. Yeah, get up there and what you sing or do some shit. All of a sudden you come outside or in the club. Oh God. Police, TV, then they're going to make it big. Oh, excuse me. They're going to have the tape rolling. Security going to be rolling. Cameras gonna be fucking taping and flicking this shit. They're gonna get all that pain, all that shock, and all that drama, especially if people love you. And the new people that don't see you gonna fall in love with you. And they be like, damn, I wish I could have known this person. I could have seen that. I could have heard that. They want that shock value and the crying and hollering. So they can feed on the fear. And the pain. And the demons can suck this shit up. They're gonna put it out there. And then give you a nice funeral. Nice coffin. With the quails and shit. And the birds singing and chirping and shit. And whatever kind of outfit you like, you know, a.k.a. drill. See, all that shit on it to make you think they care about this shit. No, you know, we were just getting ready to take her here and there. Play, your love, living, all that shit. Then, you know, put you away nice like they care. And then, when you laid in there, tell them we're going to be down there around 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. and see the bitch. I'm going to do the ritual. I want all that voice and shit. Whatever gift I like on the bitch. Raise it up out of there, goddammit. Yeah, they're going to put the quail. They're going to put the white dove in there. When dove cry. Have everything you liked it. That they should have gave you in life, but they weren't going to give you ass. But they're going to give you in death. Physical death. Show that they really care and they sorry about this shit. Knowing inside, they buck dancing. High-fiving. Now, me, you not going to sing this new song I want to sing because I got the bitch pipes and shit. Because there's one particular note the bitch hit that I couldn't quite get it. So now I'm going to go in here and I'm going to get it. I'm going to summon and channel this motherfucker. Oh, how you do that? You ain't never... Oh, I've been over here in some extra voice classes. That's why I had took a break and retired for a minute out of music. We're going to see who come up. Now they done did this to King Von. Because, like I said, I'm sorry, I got off topic slightly. Let's get back to the manager. He drives a Hellcat. What's that? A Dodge Charger. Now that's something, maybe to call a car a goddamn Hellcat. And they got another one. A Dodge Hellcat and a Dodge Demon. A Hellcat Demon. What the meaning of a Hellcat? It could be a wild woman or man that is very violent and a very temperamental person that just go off from 0 to 160 within a matter of seconds, not minutes, but seconds. Just snap and turn dirty on your motherfucking ass at 3 a.m. His manager was driving the Hellcat and flipped on that ass. In Atlanta/Atlantis on Trinity. Then the opium lounge and the hookah, which deal with what I said, that weed, that all took weed. Put some money, music, and weed. See, don't hear what I'm talking about. Yeah, we were just talking about tainted weed and strains and alter strain and clone strain to fuck your head up. They right there. From the hookah lounge when he was driving the Hellcat. And the group that were with you. Because you say you don't really know who did it, or they went all in the car with you, or you don't know what happened, and you know things flip. Well, we in the witching hours. 2 a.m., 3 a.m., you driving a Hellcat Demon. Because you is one, well, they with you. They must be around you. And you the manager. You make a lot of money. You're a big time manager with a lot of high-profile artists, but you didn't know what happened. You can't control that. And then you said y'all didn't have no guns on you. When you went in the club, y'all can't carry them in there. But where they come from? Were they in the car? Did somebody call a nigga? And y'all was waiting outside with the guns? Like, how'd they get there? You didn't know nothing about it. And didn't nobody have nothing but the police that you know of. Then all of a sudden, shots ringing out every motherfucking where. And if you look at the symbol, Google it. Look up the symbol for Dodge Hellcat and Dodge Demon. It is the head of Lucifer, or a head of a wild demon with his ears pulled back, his fangs hanging down, with horns on his head like he is ready to go ballistic and belligerent in that ass. Get in that ass. So, subliminal, you kind of telling me what you want and how you got your power. And how you are running these particular artists. Because King Von told me he was tired of what be going on the low. And he also told me that, I ain't gonna call no name, but somebody inside of that group, some of those artists, as well as some of the people that deal with management, have and said one was there the other night. It was a female down there that was involved with the shooting and said that there was a transgender that hangs around and do dirty shit. Looks like a fine woman, but underneath got a long dick hang down this fucking leg, man. Said that they mess with them. Down in Atlanta, said a lot of them in hip-hop, and a lot of them artists secretly date chicks with dicks. So I just felt somebody walk up on me now. Allegedly. Remember, this is all alleged, but we know where we at. I know where I'm at in Atlanta. God damn, you see how they do? You see how they do. When I get to dropping that shit right there, then you see the shit goes the fuck out. You see what I'm talking about? See what I'm saying? See what I mean, goddammit. We know that when men want to look what they call undetectable, well, you cannot check them, you cannot clock them, they get some of the best surgery and injections and ass shots in ATL. But a lot of men won't date them unless they still got a real big dick. Chicks with dicks. They really don't want a woman. They want someone that looks like a woman that turns them on. They want a Baphomet bitch. Female on the top, dick at the bottom. They like the so above and so below. They like the yin and the yang in one fucking nigga. They want a nigga bitch and a bitch nigga. Somebody like a sexy ass woman with a long stiff Peter to go up in they motherfucking ass and hit they prostate and ring they motherfucker bell in a way that a bitch cannot. Drip drop, dripping. Okay. I tell you, I want to know the history of the Hellcat. The Hellcat is the Grumman F-6F Hellcat American carrier-based fighter aircraft of World War II, designed to replace the earlier F-4F Wildcat and to counter the Japanese Mitsubishi A6M0. It was the United States Navy dominant fighter in the second half of the Pacific War. Primary users: Navy, Marines, Royal Navy, French Navy, military OB server. Tagged the Hellcat as the Wildcat's big brother. So we got a Hellcat, a Wildcat, and a goddamn demon. So that means one of these is an OG. To me. There's an older man or two that signed off on this, and there is the young blood that are in training. Younger men that are in training. That they sicked on them. Set it up, orchestrated it, did the baseball plays, the basketball plays. Because this is also a tribute to LeBron James. And King Von also made what? King LeVon, when he released an album this year, a record this year. dedicated to LeBron James. So this is also a sacrifice to LeBron. He is a beast. Very big, very powerful entities rule him and give him power. So he needs a lot of energy. 1 or 2 bodies is not enough. And they have to be certain arenas and certain agendas. And that is one of his idols. King Von titled this and dedicated this to LeBron, who they're saying LeBron was also tied to Kobe and his sacrificial death. Yeah, I'm looking at all of this coming to me, and King Von was saying yes. He knows now. He didn't quite know all the details then, but he knows now. And remember, I was always saying Nipsey, NASA, Navy. Excuse me, I know it's military training, military involved in these programs that also goes up with Skylink and linking to the brain and the drugs and the drink and the music and the sound waves and frequency. Now I'm seeing the other side of this tied to it, and it's still tied into music, money, weed. All this is going together. It's amazing to me. And I believe he looked up to, if it was a manager and probably someone else older, looked up to them like his brothers, big brothers, mentors. Those are the ones that set this up. It's just like when I looked at Nipsey, and it reminds me of basketball and football. Yeah, those sports. Basketball, baseball, football, but really more of basketball and football and like a flicker. You're psyching out, tricking someone out, moving one way, but someone's moving the other way. Or y'all coordinating these movements at the same time so that you confuse the eye. When someone looks at this and tries to figure out what's going on, you got so many hands, so many moving parts, so many people involved, just like with Nipsey, just like with Pop, just like with Biggie. It's the same thing. And then it's either somebody on a goddamn bicycle or a fucking motorcycle. Look at all of them. Look at FBG Duck, the nigga on the goddamn bicycle. Then I think I dealt with Nipsey, the nigga was on a goddamn bicycle or fucking motorcycle. Somebody was on a goddamn bicycle out there with pocket. That's the op. They don't put the motherfucker out there, or the goddamn police or one of their players, just like they had to say, oh my God, I'm here. Do you see this FBG Duck? See, a lot of times they be saying shit or stand out, or like RZA standing out there with the other, and I just help. How you happen to see it? Then say 5 to the body, 1 to the head, and we see that it ain't that. It's more than that. But how you know, like, did you do this shit? Like, what you want? See, how you just happen to be up there at the same time that shit, you know him or something? How you know to go up there? As you in one of the goddamn ops. See, I'm putting this shit together. See, this shit looking the same. Before Nipsey came into my life, I never looked at shit like this. Like I said, I was trying to figure out how to breathe and get up and walk again. Cause I was so sick and my feet were swollen up like 2 damn pig foots, 2 hoofs. So it was hard for me to walk up and down my goddamn step. I didn't really know if I was going to make it or not. And he done came in here and just rewrote my goddamn mind and took me to school in this bitch. And now I keep looking at it and then bringing his friends and family and shit all, and then other people bring their friends and family and then fit them in and all. Everybody want to come and sit in here. And after they done set up and eat like they want to and got them a fucking drink, then they start fucking talking. Shit I never would have if I've always wanted to be in and understand things and forensics and bodies and conspiracies that are not really lies, they're really true, and see how these things are set up and actually investigating them in the spirit and then seeing it on the ground. And the third dimension is supposed to be the real dimension. That's really not the real dimension, because these plays go blow by blow in the mind, in the spirit, in the ether. They had like these, you know how you'll see, they'll show a builder or the city zoning and planning when they have the projected growth of a particular area, or they're going to gentrify an area, they will have a small board that looks like some kids' toys with little bitty trees, little bitty houses, little bitty grass. They'll sit up there and have an architect design a whole mini city. That's in the ether. And then they work towards it every day. They get the funding. They get the people. They get the political votes. They get the right representatives in office to make this happen. They do all the things necessary every day to work towards manifesting that in the 3D because it's already been manifested in the spirit and in the mind. They do these things. They orchestrate these hits the same way. So when I looked at this and I said, okay, let's deal with the Dodge Hellcat logo. I'm telling you, you can look it up. It looks very aggressive, and its pose is of threatening violence. This thing looks very violent. And you know where they get it from? One of my friends that come in here before, one of the demons. It says the Dodge Demon logo was inspired by the movie Ghostbusters and by Dark Horse Comics. Hellboy. Remember I told y'all last year that Hellboy, that's Baal, which would also be Satan. Remember, and people laughed, and they said, wait a minute, so, Alexyss, you mean to tell me that a goddamn cartoon character told you that he is fucking coming down here for his movie premiere, Hellboy, and he gonna put R. Kelly in Chang Yang when he go to his court hearing in the summer of 2019 during the summer solstice? I said, that's exactly what the fuck a motherfucker said. I can't prove it, and I know it sounds funny to shit funny to me, but I believe the shit. I believe the shit because I see them, and your fucking ass blind to the shit. I see the shit. I said, laugh. It's fun, I know. Keep laughing, nigga. And either you gonna be right, and I'm gonna be wrong for the summer solstice of 2019, goddammit, or I'm gonna be right and your motherfucker ass be wrong. See, and after that, I didn't see no more cartoon joke. I ain't see I'm sorry, or goddammit, your motherfucking ass bad, and nothing. Just got quiet. Just like I goddamn said, he walked in there with his two bitches. He got locked the fuck up. See, you think I like that? I don't want to say that about that man, but King, that's a king demon. King Baal is that golden calf. He said he was tired of the nigga. And tired of the nigga not doing what he say and fucking who he said fuck and do ritual he said do the ritual on. This nigga fucking gets getting dick to anybody. I'm a pepper, you a pepper, she a pepper, he's a pepper. When you like to be a pepper, to just throwing everybody dick, man. Demons are not reckless like that, like you would think, unless you get one to do shit, to go off on somebody, to do violent, mayhem, jokerish shit with the Batman. Now see, that's that type, but this one here is a king and has legions underneath him and very strategic. And he got tired of the shit because the nigga had just fucking just handing out dick, goddammit. Like the ice cream man, they got them ice cream truck. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do, just ringing the bell. For just see the dick in different neighborhoods, just ran through. Like a predator. Damn, I said, I'm tired of it. This nigga going down. His nigga's going down because he believed that he is God and it is me. It is I gotta come out here and teach this nigga a lesson after I do my movie premiere. And that's what the fuck happened. Okay. Let me deal with this part. Now this right here, oh Lord have mercy. How much time I got? Okay, it's 3:35. I was looking at King Von and I was looking to see, was he gone? Or was his body still in this plane attached to his physical body and working through things? And that's when I started hearing him talk. And some weird, I have never seen this, but kind of seen it. And it's what Nipsey's been telling me about the technology, space technology, and the brain mapping, and that brain wrap, stick it through somebody's nose cavity or the eye, the back of the brain. Lord have mercy, it showed that they've already done this to some of the athletes, some of the actors, and some of the rappers. Because King Von told me that some of the rappers, I didn't get deeper into to see exactly what he's trying to say to me. He said they have a number. Not only are they a gang member like a very finely tuned corporation, they have a certain nickname, and they also have a number. I know they get a number, like a social security number, or when they go to jail. It's not that. He says another number that they have that IDs them, that's also in their paperwork, and they know their number. He was laying there, the paper here, and he kept saying something, King David. Yeah, King Solomon, King David, King LeBron James, the King Alfred plan. Y'all need to look up the King Alfred plan. Not good. Because they said they get ready to be a lockdown. There's finna be an all-out war. Not only is the police, the GBI, and they say the case is solved, but they on the low. No, it's not. The FBI is involved in this. The feds are all over this. And they are watching the ports, the waterways, because these demonic spirits have moved through the waterways and the ports. There's a breach in the port. They looking at phones, computers, airlines, people driving in and out. It might get to a point where they have more checkpoints, so they're going to put them up sooner, because they know it is getting ready to be a war. And they're going, yeah, you can look it up on YouTube, the King Alfred plan. It's been written down years ago about population control and extermination. The King Alfred plan came up. Nipsey told me to look at the House of Representatives that are dealing with the 666. There's a House of Representatives bills. It's HR 6666 COVID-19. COVID-19 on a spiritual level and biblical level, that ties into death, disease, and the chip for the New World Order. They're going to use that for population control and extermination, vaccination with the chip, which ties into what I told you with the weed. You look it up right now. Google House of Representatives or Bill HR 6666 COVID-19. Look it up. And give them permission to test, do what they want to do. Now you can do about it. For 2019 and 2020. I don't know what's going into 2021. That's a way to use to lock it down. Hey, Monique. And what came up here with King Von Daquan Bennett. He was born August 9th, 94. Add that all together, they come to 22, which is a 4. And then he died on a Friday, which in spiritual principle would be a Good Friday. So this was also a spiritual ritual to shoot him on a Friday, November 6th. We know what that 6 is, 2020. Put them numbers together, that's 2021, which should be a 3. Dealing with the number 369. 9 is reverse 6. And see, I haven't learned the other number codes to gematria yet. But what I noticed is that even though I don't know them codes and put them numbers together, I still be picking up the right shit though. Just like I knew it was going to be him. I knew months ago it was going to be him. Kept it to myself. And then all this other stuff I'm seeing tying around this here, and with Also, Nipsey, and then Atlanta. I know I've told you going to come down to Atlanta. Atlantis, the Rise of the Phoenix. And then I started talking to the Louisiana. Nipsey took me down. He got some peoples down there that's connected. Native American people mixed, some Creole people mixed with the swamp peoples. Live down there in the water. And go up on the water and see things and hear things. And told, this is when I saw it. This is tied to the fish head. The fish symbol that the Pope wear on the hat. Because when I started looking at King Von's body in the morgue, and I'm seeing it split into 3 bodies. Physical body is completely dead and destroyed. However, the soul, the mind, the higher self that has all the knowledge, raised up out of it, but it didn't leave and go over somewhere else. It's hovering up over it, still there, talking. And that's the one where I seen this white man, tall white man, kind of like some dark hair, like cut low around the side, a little low on the top. He leaned over and I seen the Pope behind him, and the Pope had that white hat on, and it had a fish on it, and he leaned down in King Von's mouth and took the hook out the fish mouth. I said, wait a minute, I have seen that fish before on the Pope hat. That is that hat. You can look it up. Well, they got it from the teachings of Egypt, the fish head god, the Dagon. The Dagon fish from the Mystery Babylon school. Dagon is the chief deity, also of the Babylon and the Philistines, and also those that deal with sun worship. That's from the Mystery Babylon school. Dagon, also another name for Dagon, is Baal, which would be Satan. You see what this is? They had that boy under a satanic contract. They had that boy in a soul contract. They had his soul. Plus, he had locked in other people with the killing, the murder, and the other people that's tied into the murder with him that follow him that have also committed murders. Living with gang life, having to do or die and to survive. Because the people that manage them and that control the record labels, this is what they practice and what they believe. And they make them get down with that if they want a deal. That's who they worship. I'm not saying King Von worship. He don't even know. He didn't worship. He didn't live that life. He just a young man that want a way out and to make a living. And really, little stuff I've been hearing him say in the past few months, like he want to pull away from it, and they wasn't going to have that. Well, I want to just help the children and inspire them. They didn't bring you up here for that. See, that when they started doing that, and Nipsey and Pac started doing that, you know what, go on and polish some guns out. We finna coordinate on this particular show right here. Yeah, he finna go. See, and we're going to cash in. Because his manager's going to get a big chunk of money from insurance and other things from managing and handling him. The record label's going to get a chunk of money. Plus, they say his album, like they always do, done shot up. And the song done shot up. Or is it the album or is the song the O? I Took Her to the O. I like that one right there. Took Her to the O. And I listened to his story. Brilliant storyteller. The way he put the things together, I kept just listening over and over. And then I listened to some other song. He said that girl had set him up and told the nigga behind his back what the plan was, and he caught her outside from getting her hair fixed and shot her. And she laid out there with her head open. And you listen as he's telling her, he just pulls you in. He pulls you in. And I'm looking at him there. Lord have mercy. You know, I wish I could prove this, but I believe we're going to find this out when we get introduced to it, because we're already seeing it around us. Hersh, I know your ass is not scared, goddammit. Hell, you scared. I'm over here by myself. You got some folks over there with you, and I ain't scared. What you scared for? and read the 35, 37, 91, light your white candle. Because people be talking about they get nervous. You ain't got to get nervous. They over here. They ain't over there with y'all. This man was in there, and one of them doctors, them coroners, they let him come in now. And they leaned over in that man's left eye and did a retina scan, a cornea scan, and pulled something out, a chip. It was small, and they had like a computer or reader to read the retina, and the cornea looked in the eye. Pulled something out that boy's eye. I said, what the fuck? And then I couldn't find it. And it's a center in California, but I can't remember the name. But I done talked to y'all about this before, where you can change your hair, change your eyes, change your skin, change the size of your body by uploading a program, a chip in the brain, and like they have you in this body bag or plastic bag or the parts in there. I forgot the name of what they call that shit. I'm going to look until I find it. How can I describe it? It looked like a ghost, but it wasn't a ghost. It looked like it was a part of his mind, or a synthetic mind mixed into his cells, and it was uploaded into him to make him walk, talk, think, and act and perform a certain way. And then when they exterminate the physical person, like they're actually pretending to be God, they go into the God self and they took it back out, and it's on a chip. If you've seen movies like Minority Report, RoboCop, what's that movie with Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes? Those things are real. They're here. We already see them being gradually introduced to us. They did this to this man. I seen that shit. I said, what the fuck did I just see? Raised up out of there. And also when we're dealing with, they took it and they put it in certain people because he was special. And they have pieces of his DNA. And he keeps saying they took his heart. And they took some of his, it's like an implantable brain chip, but they upload a certain program, a personality, a look, but also take a piece of the person so that they can clone him if they want to. Change the person's personality, attitude, walk, talk, body parts, give them strength. Y'all, I saw this. Trying to see how I wrote that shit because I could not believe what I saw. I think I put it in my text because I didn't want to forget it because it was blowing my mind when I saw it. I said, I'm not going to believe this. And then it brings in the true origins of the Hebrew Israelite and the Egyptian origins of this science that I'm telling you about, and of this magic that I'm telling you about that they're using, but they're flipping it. So having these own people sell themselves out and sell their own race out. So instead of building it up, it's tearing them down. So it's dealing with also the Ark of the Covenant. And we know the original place of the Ark of the Covenant and what we're dealing with creation would be Ethiopia and the Ethiopian Bible. We're dealing with Africa and the true, one of the first places that they're saying the Garden of Eden could be and has to be, if you want to find a location. And this was when they were trying to steal the Ark of the Covenant or go in the temple of Dagon, trying to flip it in reverse and trick the people. And put Dagon in there. And I didn't write all of it out, but you can go back and study this stuff. I think it's in the Bible as well. The city was plagued with rats. I don't know if it was golden rats or rats and disease, and bowel and intestinal and hemorrhoid problems. The god of war. That's what they're telling me is coming. The god of war. And this Dagon is also the god of war. And going to bring war down on the ports in the cities and the water. And it also is tied to Conan the Destroyer. Like I told y'all earlier, that Tookie was telling me about with Arnold Schwarzenegger and the demon lord Dagon, and it's also tied to Buffy the Vampire Slayer. There are different wars that are getting ready to come down, and breaches in ports and in cities. And some of these places, you let me know if you hear it and see it, and I'm going to let y'all know if I see it. Infestations with rats and diseases and water and bowels. Digestions and running off, as well as diseases around sex around the bowels. And also, Lord have mercy, if I will offer a disclaimer, maybe I did not hear King Von say this. Please don't get mad at me. Anybody, please forgive me before I say this, that no King Von and that's around him, because I could be getting the wrong thing. King, I believe I heard King Von tell me in the spirit. He said he was in a house, or he lived in a house with a lot of different niggas in the house. So I don't know if he had one house or two houses, or one house he hung out that was like a house. Other young niggas that's around there in the music industry, as also in gang life. And he took me, like, got 2 levels to it, or 3. Or you go down also in a basement, like underground, but don't nobody know it's there, where these niggas hang that do music and rap. He said that he was so tired of trying to hold that shit in and keep it to himself. And like he didn't see, he said he was so tired of that gay shit with them niggas fucking each other in the booty and doing gay shit, ganging up, doing group gay orgies, young men, young niggas, and indoctrinating certain men in certain gang circles. Not him. He didn't say he did it or that he was participating. He said that shit is so bad. Down here in Atlanta, he said a lot of these undercover gang cultures and these rappers, he said these young ones, he said people in this industry, the older people in these industries and these record exec, make them boys have homosexual acts even if they don't want to do it. He said he did not do it and he did not want to do that. And they wanted him to do that lifestyle. He said he got so tired of seeing that and hearing about that he didn't want to be around. He said, but he could not say nothing because he knew that if he said something, he said with the older men and the higher ups that run the industry and how he get his money, his checks, he was afraid that he might lose opportunity if something happened to him and he lose money. He was saying he was in one of these houses. He knew. He didn't say he was down there. He did not participate. He said, but he knew the days and times where these, he said they're like initiation rituals. But he said then a lot of these young men, some of them hated it and they used it to enslave them. And they promised some of them, he said a lot of them fell by the wayside like that because they told them they were going to give them record deals if they would do these things and let them men have sex with them or run trains on them. But then he say, then they would lie to them. And then that's when he showed me something about a code or something they had. Well, they told me, well, you got to put in work. You got to, he said, it's like credit card rings, robberies, jacking people, like a whole underground market with frauds and cars and different crimes where they have to put in work to bring their money in. He said these grown people that manage them and run these industries, they know that's what they do. And he said it's a big drug cartel in Atlanta. And it goes around the United States and the world. He said this is one of the major hubs. Really? Well, I don't know how that's going to work. We'll watch and see. He said a lot of them don't get major deals. They don't make them stars. They'll say they're too weak, or they're some of them, their minds are not stable. They become very unstable and take drugs to comprehend what happened to them, or become very violent and irrational when they have to participate or be victims of the rapes, being raped in. And they know that when they have sex with them, a lot of them, they're not going to give them the deal. They infiltrate them with demons. They do that to have them, like to always have somebody working, always to have worker bees, always to have slaves. It's a form of enslavement for them. And they're always like flunkies at the bottom. They never go to the top, and a lot of them die or get killed or go to jail, and they can never tell Because a lot of them have a lot of fear in them, and they're actually being, well, they're infected with demons. He said, and a lot of them get infected with disease because a lot of this sex is not with the condom. And then some of them have sex with women, and they don't tell the women this goes on, and they infect them, and the women wonder where they have the infections from, or why the children come out sick, or why they can't get children, or why they get pregnant and the children die while they are pregnant with the children, or some unexplainable disease or infection they don't know. And, oh boy. So yeah, that's what I was saying. I hope people don't get mad because I could be hearing King Von wrong, but he said he didn't like that part of the business. He wanted to change that. And he felt so bad seeing so many young men, they happened to them so young, because he felt that their life was already destroyed before it got started, to have them violated, and to be so bright and happy and full of dreams and so alive, and then seeing that happen to them and telling them, no, you have to go through this rite of passage. You have to go through this initiation. And they don't tell them at the beginning. They catch them up, or you're at a party, or you're drinking, or you're getting high, and you're excited. You see all the things and you want them. Then they spring it on them. No, you can't leave. Where are you going? No. Well, you said you want this, right? Well, you can sign this contract, okay, and you can get this, and that. Well, if you sign it, you're really not going to get this, and that. Now you got to do this. He said they're like tricked, or they kind of open themselves to walk into that. He said he saw, allegedly, this is what I heard King Von try to express to me, and it hurt him, because he said they're never going to be the same. With this happening to them, he said, and the executives and older men higher up above them, they knew they weren't going to be the same. And then they don't worry about them telling, because they have people under them that are younger, around the age of the victims, like chaperones, like follow them, spy on them, watch them, keep an eye on them. And he also said, when he was killed that night, he said there were people on his team that was dealing with people on the ops team, and his manager knew people on the ops team. They going back and forth with each other, and they had set him up. So he said they coordinated it. It really wasn't a surprise. Like when he said, I didn't know that, and I'm managing him, I didn't look out, and then he said it was going to go down like that because it was supposed to go down like that. He did know. So they planning on hurting my son, his football game tomorrow, but they know. Well, you have to do prayer and protection on your child, and don't leave him alone, because you know them coaches is known for fucking them little boys now. That's why I never left my boy around. My boy wanted to go, and I felt so bad for cheating him out there, but I knew, because it had happened to me, and being around all these respectful people and wealthy people and preachers, doctors, lawyers, teachers. A lot of them fuck no children. That's why they put themselves around them to goddamn teach them, because they like to do shit like that. So you need to talk to your son, but he probably ain't going to tell you, but you'll need to let your son spend the night around them, hang around them, because you don't know which one are really like little boy booty. You know. So yeah, keep your eye. Don't let them go nowhere, hang with them without you. Because it's they can slip a dick quick. Suck a dick up to their hiccup, see. Just like that Jerry Sandusky shit. A lot of them folks is like Jerry Sandusky. And they said Jerry Sandusky had them little boys up there from poor neighborhoods at their school, taking them out to eat. Their mama would let them, and then he was prostituting them to major older politicians and wealthy people, fucking them little boys, and the boys were scared to tell. See. And see, the Asian doll is with the shit we with. Because she done got her a psychic medium to tell her shit. And she said that the psychic medium told her that King Von told the psychic that the niggas knowed it, and they let them jump him and shoot him and would not bag him up. The manager said Asian doll is crazy in line, talking about she talking to somebody after they dead. And I said, oh, so it's like he's being very insulting towards us, and said that we don't exist, and he did. No, he not dead. He physically dead. But the soul and the real him is still alive. And I'm looking at him and say, yeah, look at Thomas. Somebody dead and getting the ring. I said, Oh, let me put my goddamn clothes on. I know I'm finna do this now because you making fun of us. You saying this is not possible and just was cracking on the girl. And he told me to tell, I ain't getting to no deep reading. He said, but tell Asian doll, you know, that I love her. We had what we had. You know, but we wasn't together. And, you know, I don't think we was going to ever be back together. But, you know, we had what we had. And I love the fact that she trying to rap for me and speak out. She said, but Asian doll, you know that you in there too. And you done signed that paperwork too. So, you kind of need to watch yourself. Now, because you talking in a group and in a industry of people that are not going to back you up. And you're going to be publicly out here by yourself talking and going to be made to look crazy or might have a little accident or might have your opportunities cut. So he say, Asian doll, for your safety, he said, I mean, even though you're strong and you're passionate, and I know you heard this happen to me, and you wish we could have been together and you was with me, but then again, they're glad she wasn't. There's another woman that I see involved in this, as I see two women, and one got a baby behind, that know about what happened here. And they're going to get some money too. Two women I see, and an older woman here that's tied to this and know what happened, and I think was down there. It was women's down there when that happened. It wasn't just men's. He said, even though you're strong and you will fight, baby, you can't fight all them by yourself. Like I couldn't fight by myself. And I didn't have a gun and they ambushed me. He said, what do you think they do to you? He said, you need to be quiet for now. He says, not that I'm saying you're lying and you don't make sense or you look dumb or what you're saying. He said that no. He said, because you're telling the truth. And because you're all alone. He said, you might think you're not, but you're all alone. He said, leave my manager alone. Stop talking. He said, because to him, he said, he really don't respect women. He don't like a lot of women. And to him, you're like a little chihuahua barking. He don't take what you're saying seriously. You don't mean anything to him. And he just told me Marilyn Monroe. So I don't know if anybody know her, will see this reading. If she don't, that's okay. I still have to do what he telling me to do. But he say I don't want them to Marilyn Monroe. You. He said it'll be very easy to do. Because he is telling me Asian doll don't have the protection and backup she thinks she have with that mouth. He said, you don't know the reach of my manager. And the organization that is ran and controlled by men that are cold and really do not love women. And they consider her a young hothead that really doesn't have the wisdom and the knowledge of an adept and the occult and the secret science of the men's club. Men run that industry. And the men that run that industry prefer young boys. And said he is very angry. That manager, King Von's manager, allegedly is angry with Asian doll, that her name, Asian doll brat, something they call her brat, and he say he heard him say, if she keep on, she got them, keep on. She said, one more thing, I'm going to see about her. And I'm going to be right here. I'm going to be somewhere somebody else going to see about it. And they won't even know, I won't have anything to do about it. I won't have anything to do with it. They won't be able to accuse me. They just feel like, well, they say, well, she talking, so she keep talking. So, you know, all these millions of people hear her. it could have been anybody that she offended, and they just walked up on her. But the way they would do this to her, he said, is a silent weapon. What is a silent weapon? A drink, a pill, a shot, a fall, an accident, where she be by herself, somebody run up on her, somebody run into her while she driving, or you have a little drink with your little friends that you think is your friends or nigga whatever, and you talking to them, somebody you trust in the industry, and they like, yeah, girl, I know you understand. I'm sorry that happened. Let me buy it. Go and pour that for her, and then you don't know who pouring the shit. Got to fix the shit or get you some water. Oh, I think I'm gonna lay down and Ash don't wake up or wake up fucked up. Mind out and shit. Now I could be wrong. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just sitting here, but I'm telling you, that girl better stop it, because it's danger around her. That manager's not saying it, but you can kind of tell if you listen to him. And the way he's talking on them interviews, he's mad at her. And he said, I have talked to her. I have reached out to her. And I told her she needs to stop this talking about something. Like, she don't know what she talking about. So I'm setting the record straight. Then you listen to him talking, and like he say one thing and then you said another. But wait a minute, I thought you said this. And wait a minute, then you just said that. I mean, it's kind of... He's a little nervous and agitated. They're going to get away with it, though, because he's with the Brotherhood. And I seen that fish in that boy's mouth down there in the autopsy room with the Pope's hat. So I know what that means. They're going to get away with it. On the top level, that boy, little Timmy, going to take the fall. Excuse me. I don't know how much time he's going to get. But I know one thing, he ain't going to tell. Because he don't want to be down there with them pulling that fish hook out his mouth. Now, I could be totally wrong about what I'm saying. He said, tell that shit and say this and look, King Von now. He's worried about his children. He said one of them baby mamas, he said they got the arguing or disagreement. Do y'all know, do he get along? I don't know how many baby mamas he got, but do they get along? Are all of them on good terms with him and the baby mama? Because he said there was some type of disagreement with them, a misunderstanding, or he wasn't going to go back to her. He didn't want to be with her. It's a lot of drama and fussing and fighting over there. And some of it, too, is about his business, his money, and his contract. He mentioned 2 contracts. I'm not saying Asian Dollars in any danger right now if she shuts up, because she doesn't have anybody strong to back her up. Now, luckily, thank God for y'all and people like y'all that love psychics and mediums and tarot readers, because now the public's mind is open for these things. Everybody's not going to take his side and laugh and laugh at her and say she has a mental problem because she speaks to a psychic that speaks to the dead. Because they talk back because they're not dead. They just physically on ice. And now a lot of people know that. So he's thinking everybody's going to turn their back on her and boo her and laugh at her. But he doesn't realize people will sit up there and listen to what a reader say. Even if they listen and say, oh, fuck up, man, that bitch full of shit. Or they be like, wait a minute, stop that. Rewind, what the fuck she say? Now, I know she don't know them, but wait a minute, goddamn, the nigga did do that. Wait a minute now. They know that people now don't just dismiss somebody because people got money and power that tell you they ain't about you. They'll check that shit for themselves. So he kind of shouldn't have did that right there, because when he did that and I listened to him, I said, oh, so we funny to you? We just make up shit? Let me pick me a goddamn outfit for the night, man. I don't want to do this, but goddamn it, let me put me some damn clothes on, because this right here, you laughing at us saying we's funny. we funny. So let me see what he said. Let's break y'all off a little something for just this reading here. Now, I don't know, like I say, if I'm going to come back, if it's anything else he want to say, and you know why I did it, because he went to Nipsey. And Nipsey brought him here because I can't do, and I feel like this, and I'm not going to do every person that something happens to, especially because of the way it affects me and how heavy it gets, and people want me to do it, but they don't want to give me a donation. I'm not going to kill myself, but I'm already exhausted, and I still got orders I have not filled, and people keep asking for things every day, and I thank you for that. I'm curing new sages now. But I'm not going to. Especially people that never speak to me. Like y'all hang in the chat. I know the regular people in the chat that always speak to me and send me donation when they can. But somebody I don't know. And besides that, I feel like this. Everybody that y'all asking me to read something happened to, you got a whole bunch of people that's already read them. So you really don't need a reading from me. You don't need my view on it. Because a whole bunch of other people are already reading them or doing the spirit box on them or seeing what they sent from the other side. You really don't need a reading from me. So if it's not someone that goes to Nipsey and say, hey, I need you to go to Alexyss and introduce and ask her to add, because I'm basically going to do it. When my nigga come in here and say, hey, such and such. I'm going to do the shit. Or if my father or somebody that's close to me, if it's really bothering me and there's something really bad about someone and it needs to be done, I'm going to go right in to do it. Just like when Selena came and when her and Nipsey started talking, she's like, I need you to talk to her for me. And I was like, what's up, sis? What you want? I seen you anyway. I got you. So I really couldn't even get into a lot of her right now because this happened to him so quickly. And he was like, I want to talk to you. And I said, everybody already talking about you, baby. Everybody do it. He said, no, but I want to talk to you. I said, okay, well, please don't tell me what you're telling everybody else because I don't want to. It's just like a repeat. So I don't know what everybody else is saying because I don't listen to other people before I do my readings. I don't want to be prejudiced. I don't want to say exactly what someone else said. I'll probably listen to some things or people tell me, this psychic said this psychic said that. But I don't like, and maybe that's not good, but I don't want it in my head. Everybody's unique. Everybody's different. And I just don't copy other people. If I say something someone else said, it's because I heard the spirit say it. Not because, well, I'm sure y'all know that by now. I have my own style. So basically, that's what I made up my mind. If people don't donate, and they keep asking do this and do that, and they want everything for nothing. And I've given years of free work, and then had it taken, or YouTube's taken down over and over and over and over. And I don't have any more to give. Thank you, Tangie, for the donation. I'm not going to keep doing that shit. It's not right. It's not fair. I mean, at this point, I already want to retire. I really don't want to do this anymore in public. I just want to go. I want to be left alone. I want to retire and have peace in my life and get well and just disappear. Not die, but I want to go. Because of all the just constant bullshit. But every time I try, because I told you the other day, I'm not coming back, and I was tired, and then here Nipsey comes with King Von. And I could not say no to King Von. Because of how fucked up it was, and it was right here in my city. And I'm looking at this, and I'm seeing how they shot this boy. And, I just offer my respect, and I have a lot of respect for him for the little bit of what I've seen he's done. So bright star, even though he started off bad and did a lot of things, he's trying to turn it around. And very talented. I said, they shot that boy. Goddamn, the boy ain't that big. He's a small man. Why y'all shot that boy? I mean, it's all in the back. It looked like about 5 shots in the back and chest, toe on one side, stomach caved in. And he said, when I looked, he said, my insides exploded. I said, what? Baby, he said, I felt the bullet hit me. I knew I was dying. He said, I knew. He knew when he died. And it was before he got to the hospital. The doctors, at this point, I will ask him again, but the doctors did not kill that boy. And I'm not going to lie and say that them white doctors killed that boy, that young man. I don't goddamn see that shit. And I don't see that them white police killed that boy. I'm sorry. Yes, we got to do them privately, but right now I still got to get to them clients that I have in private. So why is it fair that I do all these readings free, they don't want to give me that, and then I have people in private that will respect me? So I can't keep come do this. I got them, well, they waiting on me now. Respectfully, they're waiting on me to get this done. Them niggas shot that boy. I know a lot of y'all don't want to hear that, but they did. Didn't no black police shot that boy, didn't no white police shot that boy. And it wasn't no civilian, it was gangsters. Orchestrated and got permission to run down on that boy and draw down in ATL/Atlantis. That was the ritual to put him down. And then one more thing, and I'm going to go. Oh boy, I don't know if I can get it all out, but I'll get some of it out. God damn. The phoenix, the symbol on the seal of the city of Atlanta, the phoenix. The Egyptian phoenix with the black woman holding it up in Woodruff Park on a copper statue, a bronze statue. That phoenix is madder than 3 motherfuckers. And it ain't the phoenix, though. It looks like the phoenix is the demonic king. One of the demonic kings. Dagon, goddammit, that's just one arm. It was the phoenix that stood out there when I watched that fight. And I watched that shot. That thing was so loud, and I heard his claws scraping across that asphalt down there when they was fighting, shooting that boy and shooting them 2 others. And it was screaming and hollering and screeching like a wild bird that be screeching real loud, and it was angry. It instigated the fight, the demon. Jumped in now, and then when it was jumping in and they was attacking him, a crow jumped out through the black phoenix, through that phoenix with that king demon on it. They flipped the phoenix. Instead of rising from the ashes and regenerating, it rose up to bring the fall. You will see everything upright turn upside down. Sexuality, drugs, weather, health, love, death, all these things that are balanced to go up will go down, will be reversed. And that's why I say that for got hospital, because I've seen the crow come up out from behind. Okay, it was the phoenix who was black. It was red first, flaming and hollering. It was fire, made of fire, and then it was black. And behind the black phoenix was the red phoenix full of fire, and behind it was the king demon shaped like the phoenix, and then behind that was the crow. The crow flew through them and picked up King Von. Lift him up. That's why I know that young man died before they got him down there to get treatment. Now, I'm willing to be wrong. They know that man, when them doctors seen that man, they know it was a no-go. It was a no-go. He said he knew. He said, because I felt like my organs, my insides exploded, and I felt like water. He said like a water balloon or something was inside the organs, and it popped. He said when they shot him with certain bullets, and he's showing down here under his rib, all the organs down and around there, the liver, the spleen, the intestine, the gallbladder, all down and through the middle in here. Around his midsection and his back, said when it went in there, he heard it like a big water balloon bust. He said he felt like water just leaking in the inside, like he was just leaking. I said, what? He said, he literally said, he said they bust so If I heard it right or if I heard it wrong, we'll find out. Because he said it was tore up. And the men say several organs was pierced, tore. All in his guts, tore. Leaking. Whatever they shot him with, boom, 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 boom. It was not going to be able to cut that young man open and do surgery on him and put him back together again. They did it in a way, and up close, pop, 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 pop. Whoever did this focused and did center mass. Up, point blank. It wasn't to a real far distance. That's what he said. He said, oh. And he couldn't talk. Somebody was hunched over him saying something. And that's why I believe when that girl said that, China Doll, what her name, China Doll Brat, his ex, because he said they wasn't together. When she said they told her that and y'all did this to me, that's what he said to me. And they're going to make sure he did not get to the hospital alive, surgery ready. Oh, something just went through my heart. They was making sure that wasn't going to happen because it's a big payday. 2 or 3 different ways and 2 or 3 different checks. Just like I want to say that Nipsey had told me last week it was more than one insurance policy, and that young man that was sitting with that big fat juicy booty nigga told them he was going to get some money off an insurance policy. I don't know if the insurance policy with the store or they're going to say stuff missing or damage, as well as other policy I don't know about, as well as policy with the label. They was promised money. I haven't looked at them, like I say, I don't know if I'm coming back with a 2, because I didn't look at bullets yet, because I said, baby, what you was hit with. This wasn't a revolver. I'm really not getting that, but I have to look deeper at this here. Oh, let me hurry up and go. Damn, 424. Goddamn. This spirit coming here that was on that phoenix. And I saw the dragon. I saw a falcon. Which also I see with Nipsey is that Horus. And they came in here yesterday or day before. He said, let me tell you something. I said, okay. He said, do you hear me? I said, yes, sir, I hear you. Yes, I want you to hear me good. I said, yes, sir, I hear you. It's a king demon, a chief demon. He said, let me tell you something. You tell them that I am getting ready to tear this motherfucker up. It will be pain and great tribulation. I will tear down God's creation. And he said, I will tear down the Son of God. He said, because I am the Son of Man. And he said, I am a son of God. I'm trying to get this right, goddamn it, because I don't want no problem. I'm going to try to lay down in a few minutes now. He said, my Father. What did he say? How did he describe this shit? He say, I am the son of Cain. He say, and Cain's father is Satan. And he mentions Samael, the angel Samael. He said, and y'all calling all these archangels, but y'all don't know that some of these angels work for me and my Father. They have been compromised, and someone was there that night, and they do not call. They don't come when you call them to always do good things, because they have a free will too. And they do not protect that God's created. Oh shit, I just felt something coming here and stand. Like a male with a suit on. He say, I will put enmity. Thank you, Alicia, for the donation. Between the son and his mother. He say, and I will make them turn against each other and go out. So I'm going to turn their mind to anti-nature and turn it upside down to make them do what I want them to do, to create the fall of man. He said they will create their own fall, and they will kill themselves, and they will kill each other. He said, and let the dead bury the dead. And I said, well, what you mean? He said, let me explain to you. When I say dead, bury the dead. He don't mean what you think these ignorant humans think it mean, a dead person burying a dead person. He said that is not possible. If I kill them in their mind, and I kill them in their spirit, and I have them do acts that are anti-nature, to bring their own damnation and destruction down, and to bring their fellow man down, and their own people and their community, then that is a dead person burying another dead person that they set up to be dead in the mind, to follow their acts and their ways. And a reprobate mind, a reprobate spirit. And once I put that spirit on them, because they are the children of a lesser God. They don't have the mind of God within them. Their mind is not full of light, and their body is full of darkness. So they will do whatever I lead them to do. Just like I told you, that demon told me on that contract, what you want to stay there here and help them for? They already did. They ain't going to listen to you. You might as well come with me. They already did. We already got them. They're going to go. We want to go. They're going to sign whatever contract, money, fame, fortune, whatever we offer them to trick them. They already got them gone. They're going to think that happened to you, bitch. It ain't going to happen to me. And they get in there and they look like, see what I told you, I'm this and that. They said, but one way or another, they ass is going to pay the same goddamn way everybody fucking else have, because it's rigged to do that. He says all a ticker tape line, like the stock market move every day. This is all about numbers and figures and boardrooms, and the people on the bottom is just sheep, and they teach them to fight each other like in Rome and gladiators, and sick them up on each other, and they betting on the top. He said they actually make more money off of murder and making them kill each other than they do off of singing and having everything go well, because the hype and the excitement and the pain, and when we make them do that, all the hits go up, all the songs go up. They spend more money. When we do something to one of them, make them do something to the other. It's the reward for the shit. So we already got that locked in. You had them on top betting, okay, we're going to put that one up to be killed, and we're going to set this scenario for them to walk in it. How many of y'all bet he going to walk in it, and how many of y'all bet he really going to get killed, or he going to just get wounded and he still stay alive? How many bet on we got this person to set him up to kill him? How many of y'all bet this much that this going to be that person that kill him and that he actually get killed and get away with it? How many of y'all, how much you betting on? The demon, the king, actually told me this is what goes on top. These are all pawns and expendable, just collateral at the bottom. It's a game. And as long as they're in control, they stay on the top. They're the only winners. The house, like in gambling casino, the house always wins. I don't know what you're talking about when they agreed to sign a contract. I don't know. The house always wins. You win something, but it's nothing compared to what the house wins. And most people, you more losers in the casino than winners. They only have a certain amount. If you keep winning, they are going to pull your ass to the side, bust your shit open, or kill your ass, because they know that that's against the laws of probability, the way they got it set up, for you to keep goddamn coming in here winning. Goddamn it. Instead of winning $10 or $15, bitch, you come in here and win 500,000, a million, 300,000, and you keep doing. You know what? Put the eye on that camera right there, cause that bitch come. Okay, check the, and next thing you know, your ass getting jacked up with a knee splitting or a dick or billy club or something busting your asshole. Oh, why they? Bitch, who you with, bitch? They already know that that's not probable. So these niggas are actuaries. They are their own stockbrokers. We are. Gwen, thank you. You're not a human with a soul and a life. You are cattle, an animal to be traded, bought, and sold, a slave. That's what the demon say. He said, and I'm finna lock it down. He said, I'm gonna get these motherfuckers out here because he said it's time. It's coming to an end. He have a certain amount of time. And then after the Great Tribulation and an economic collapse, something going on with this new election and this new president and the world getting ready to turn over and begin again for a reset. If in a reset. Just like it did in that Matrix Nipsey showed me when I told y'all the Nebuchadnezzar crashed and there was a breach at the portal and they let the Sentinels enter Zion and fucked it up. He just said that. Yeah, but like he said, the ones that's dead already and they're going to bury the dead, it's going to be a whole bunch of catastrophe down here. And it's some people that's mad because they did that shit to King Von down there in the streets of Atlanta. And T.I. done already told them, don't come down here with that shit. We ain't got time for that killing shit. And some of the other gang members have responded to him. They went back and forth. I don't know if it's up there on Twitter today or Instagram. It's up there on YouTube in the news. But from what they saying, Trump won that election and they was putting in hundreds of thousands of dead people votes. They weren't even real votes. They stole the election. This getting ready to go down. And I just heard something about vaccine. Like I'm saying, I tried to put this in, but you see, I've been on here longer than I wanted to. I tried to get this shit in. Like I say, I hope that I heard King Von correctly. Did the best I could in a little bit of time that I had to try to represent him. He tried to be happy. He tried to talk to me. You know, he like Nipsey, not Leo's. They trying to be strong and in control, but he keeps saying, you know, he can't believe his homies like his own friends. Well, so-called friends. And he's seen a couple of them hanging with them and giving the manager the eye, dancing, hanging around, laughing, talking, knowing what they're getting ready to do to that man. He said they was there to do that. Had been around and been in the house and everything. And knew that they was getting ready to do that to him while they hugging on, laughing and talking. And it's reported they went in there, his so-called friends in his house that stay in there going in there and stole that man clothes. And some designer bags and things. He still, this is new. He got plenty of sense. He can talk very clear. But it's still new. He's not crying. He's not broken down. He's in shock. And he's amazed. And he's betrayed. He feels very betrayed. And he's wondering about the children, the baby's mamas, his family. He's mentioning the mother. That's why I wonder, where's the mother? What went on with the mother? Was he close to the mother? Because he showed me himself as a little boy. Which also reminded me of Nipsey, because when he came to me, he came very young, the two-braid Nipsey. And then he come as the little boy Nipsey. So I knew issues around healing and his mom, and wanted to be nurtured by his mom, King Von wants to be petted and nurtured by his mom. There's something going on with his mom. But I don't know. I never seen a picture of the mom, or I don't know who she is, or were they close? Were they close now? Did he grow up with his mom? A lot of love from his mom, or was there a conflict or separation? So yeah, I'm gonna go lay down and get a little rest. And thank y'all for loving me and supporting me. What was I saying? Okay, then, dang, Madonna. Yep, thank you for your donations too. This is hard. Especially to have him right here. Like, wow, this has not happened to me, where someone, on that level, this happened right here, and he comes right here. He knows how to come right here. That shit is so amazing. That he tells Nipsey, take me over there. And as soon as he gets here, I said, I will talk to you. I'm sorry, but baby, I've been seeing this on you for months. But I'm not gonna say I'm come back tomorrow because I don't know. It depends on what they give me. I know I was even supposed to be, I missed I was supposed to do the vagina power taping, get your questions, and I couldn't even leave the house. I was so tired. I'm like, I can't. And then they kept pushing me. He's like, say this for me. Say this for me. So I said, okay, well, hopefully something I say will be helpful. If somebody needs to hear it, will hear it. I'll do my best. And he's up, very alert, very alive, talking. But like I say, in shock. I cannot believe they did it. He knows it wasn't strangers and someone he disliked. They knew him, even the guy that he had disagreements with, a couple guys, he said, but they still knew me, and we was kind of cool. Like, they were cordial at some point or something, or kind of like tolerated or dealt with each other. Not know each other, that's not what I'm saying, but knew who each other were and weren't trying to just like kill each other. And then it started to build. It started building, and I do see too, it was around some sex shit, around female. Jealousy, passion around some type of sexual relationship. And it also ties into this. And hard feelings, beef, misunderstanding. And it's like when he got there, they knew. I hate to say it. It looks like from what he's saying, his manager knew that this could happen to him. And then there was this big, what it shows me is a tower. And I asked about the manager and the other customers. That's what I was going to do for you. I didn't get to do, I was going to work on the tarot card in conjunction with what I'm saying to you that he said to me. But, as you can see, it's 5 o'clock. It was 5 o'clock in the morning. Luckily, I still have some energy. Thank you for the donation. Yeah. I'll see you soon, and I'll just leave myself open. But meanwhile, I got to get the rest of my work done because my business partner's been so tied up with her own jobs and stuff came up. She wasn't able to pick up things the past couple of weeks. So I ask people to be patient, and I appreciate them being patient because I can't drive it anywhere. And so I'm getting those things ready for her when she can come, hopefully by the weekend. So thanks for everybody for your love and your support and your donation and your patience. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.